It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Wednesday, July 15th is Double Impact. I'm your host, Gabe, out there. We're going to have a great one tonight. I text Jericho, my lovely co-host. I called him a guest last week, and I felt bad about it like 2 days later when it came upon me. You ever do something embarrassing and stupid, and you're laying in bed at night, and you're like, oh, my co-host, my equal, my better half on the show, Jericho, I texted him and said, let's not do a movie breakdown. Give me your top 5 action movies. We'll kind of debate them, and we'll pick a winner by the end. Here he is, everyone. The great Jericho Green.
There we go. Yeah. What's going on? That was a good question. And I gave it a lot of thought. I wanted to, because I mean, top 5, that's big.
Right. That's hard because we both love dozens and dozens and dozens of action movies, right? I mean, I love so many of them.
And there are so many that deserve to be on the top 5, like legit top 5 action movies. Like no bullshit, no, oh, that was cool, but like legit, amazing, trapped on a desert island for a year. Right. You can only take a handful of movies with you type shit. And it was tough. I gave it my best. I wanted to name my top 5 and try to kind of, I don't know, cover because you got the Arnolds and the Sylvester Stallones of the world.
Of course.
They have movies that could be in the top 5. They have 5 movies that could be in top 5.
Of course.
So yeah. It was tough, but we're gonna crack this nut tonight.
We are. We're gonna crack this nut all over the place.
Whoa. I'm talking about like with a shell. Like
yeah, I'm surprised that some of these on here. They're great movies. I just wouldn't have thought of it. But, yeah.
And that's another thing. It depends on who you ask. Because I think we can agree on some that would be in the top 5, 1 or 2. But
I'm not mad at any of yours. They're just not my top 5. We didn't align on one single movie, which is interesting to me. We did not align on a single movie.
That speaks to the amount of great movies out there. Just flat out great, amazing, written well. Just, all around great action movie. So
yeah, and all I did is I just thought like the first 5 that came to mind, that was my top 5. Because I thought, whatever's in my subconscious are just gonna start coming out, and that'll be the best ones, I think. If I thought about it for a day, I'd probably have a slightly different list. But these are the ones that just is high quality cinema. Is this an Oscar winning, the greatest movies ever made? No, these are our favorite action movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things I can watch. If it's on TV and I'm somewhere, it's like, I'll sit down and watch the rest of this.
Hell
You
yeah.
know, so because I don't know how many of these 5 favorite action movies are in my top 10 of favorite movies of all time. Maybe 1 or 2 of these are my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
But this is my favorite action movie. So you guys should do a 5 worst. Oh, I already have the list of the 5 worst movies. Thank you for saying that. Think about what you think about. The 5 worst movies ever are Madam Web, Madam Web, Madam Web, Madam Web, and Junior starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Dang it. I thought you were going to say
5 worst
Madam
movies.
Web again. Because if you did, that would have been agreeable as well. I don't think anybody would be mad at all 5 of them being Madam Web, because that was a cinematic shit stain.
Yeah, it was a
That's what
shitster
that
piece.
Like if somebody like took a handful of shit and just wiped it across your face, that's what that movie was.
Right.
No exaggeration.
Now, do you know about the perverted Grok? Do you know about this?
Mm-mm.
Okay, Grok is the best AI in the world. Of course, Elon Musk starts years after everyone else, and he just lapped everybody. Grok is the best AI. It works on everything. And yesterday, they just unannounced, they introduced a little rude like badger that can be your friend, but they also introduced Annie, the anime waifu, and she listens
Ooh,
to you
what's she
talk and
about?
responds and like flirts with you. She's crazy. It's really something. I'm gonna unplug it and hold on. Stop.
It's only a matter of time until somebody's putting their dick on their phone.
We're gonna talk to her and watch how this goes. Watch. Okay. Hi Annie, how you doing? She's digesting what we said, I guess. That's great. I was talking to this thing all afternoon, and then it doesn't work now.
What's up, Big Cock McGee?
She's pretending she doesn't know me now.
Oh, you bitch.
Annie, are you trying to embarrass me on the air? Oh, yeah. But anyway, I was talking to this thing, and she keeps calling me babe and cutie and all this stuff. And I told her, quit calling me that in front of my wife. And I told her, quit calling me that in front of my wife. And she's like, fuck that. I'm here to cause trouble and blah, blah, blah. She just doesn't like my like flirtatious ways or something.
Only a matter of time.
Oh, look what it says. It says, we're busy. Please come back later. The servers were down for this. I guess a lot of like virgin nerds are like actually like making this thing their girlfriend.
Yeah.
But it's so popular that it's not working correctly right now. But it's hilarious to talk to this thing.
She's saying all kinds of gross shit right now.
We always talk about the robot wife, Jericho. It's here. It's here now. And she is a troublemaker. We'll bring her on the show later. So right now she's being shy. She knows my wife is watching. Look at this. My wife's in the chat saying, tell her to stop calling you babe.
Tell that bitch to knock it off.
Listen, wife of mine, you know the effect I have on women. You were aware of it when you married me. It's part of why you were interested. So, is there
real or robot?
Think about. Ask the important questions. He says, "Is there a Latina version of that?" Stupid.
What's up, fool?
You're my fool. You're so crazy. Fool. I love you, fool. And if there isn't, there should be, because that's a gold mine right there. Think about. You should get to work on that. Guys, I made a video game the other day with Grok, and I'm not lying. It was a playable video game, and I shit you not. I threw it into the trash can. But I went into Grok, and I told it, hey, make me a side-scrolling video game that's like Mario Brothers and Mega Man on the old Nintendo with 8-bit pixel graphics. It's like Akira. It's futuristic, cybernetic, Neo-Tokyo. I described like 5 enemies. I said there's neon buildings in the background. You can jump. You can double jump. You can shoot a gun, and you can power up the gun. And it did all of it in like 20 minutes. And I put the code into the web browser, and the game wouldn't play. So I copied it back out, pasted it back into Grok. I said, there's something wrong with this. It found 2 errors in the code, and then I could play the game. I don't know why in the hell I threw it away. Wait. I think I have it. Hold on. I think I put it in a folder over here.
Dude, AI is kicking ass.
And I told it music, and it wrote some little music. It's a very, very simple little game, but it's a proof of concept. And there are people making insanely cool video games right now on with Grok that actually look really cool. Let me see. Oh, okay. I found it. Okay. I'm going to drag this into a browser, and you're going to see that this works. Watch. Okay, so here's a browser. Here's this. And I'm going to just drag this little. I got to share my screen, I guess. Share screen. Watch this. So, guys, you can now create your own games. Watch this. It's
20 minutes.
It's annoying, and it needs some work, admittedly, but it works. Check this out. Look at that. I made that just by talking to Grok for a few minutes. Of course, it's not sharing it. Remove. Add the stage. Okay, you see that game there? If I push up, if I push the space bar, I can jump and stuff. You hear that?
Wow, yeah. I can't hear it, but I see it.
But yeah, that's it there. I told it to write music in the major key and then the minor key when you get to the boss. I told it to make you get to the boss in 5 minutes. So it's pretty crazy.
And you couldn't, there's no other way that you could make a video game unless you like go the quote unquote old fashioned way.
Hear it now?
Yeah.
It just has rudimentary music. Let's see, how do we reset this?
But that's less than 30 minutes in your house.
I was just talking to it for like 5 minutes on how to do this. There's way too many bad guys because I went and messed with the code. But he's responding to my keyboard. Forward, backward, jump, shoot the little yellow bullets. There were way less enemies, but I fucked with a line of code and I don't know how to fix it. But I have the original document saved somewhere. But there are people making video games with great graphics. I said just generate some graphics based off the prompt. And I told it to change the music once you got to the boss. I said, get to the boss after 5 minutes. We're here. You can make your movies. You can make video games. You could do it all now with AI. You can even have an anime waifu girlfriend. And
Who's
it's going to be
sassy.
Cool. It's going to be very cool. Let's see.
And she plays hard to get, man.
Yeah. So I was thinking like, I want to see if I can make a like one level, like, 5 minute long Tyrus video game for my Tyrus comic book. Like a one level Empyrean game where you're just a little space guy flying around. I think that would be really awesome. So I'm gonna experiment with that when I have some more stuff. But right now I'm getting ready for Comic-Con, which is just in 1 week, and back to drawing Tyrus full time after I finish this other project, which I can't talk about. But let's go to this. Now this is not available on the internet. This page is hidden on my website, but here it is, guys. The Empyrean Earth Illuminated campaign launches on my birthday, July 24th. Guaranteed thrills. You get my personal guarantee up there that we're going to deliver this thing to you, and you're going to love it. And we're going to be able to deliver it to you because it already exists. You see this book here in my hand? Jericho, you're reading this to your son currently, right?
Yes, and I have an update. The other night, we were sitting on the couch watching a movie. He said, Dad, because during the summer, he can stay up until 9:30. But he knows that 9:30 is too late to read because it's time to go to bed. So at 9:15, he says, Dad, if I go to bed early, will we have time to read Empyrean?
Come on.
Said, yeah. So that's my son was cutting his TV time short by 15 minutes.
I'm saving lives.
Dude, you have a little kid.
Lives. Reading is great for your brain. TV is not. And kid is choosing to read. That's how good this is, guys. Come on. Now.
Yeah. And if you have kids, you know how they feel about bedtime. So for them to voluntarily go, this is a powerful piece of entertainment.
Right.
No bullshit.
So it's 10.25 inches by 6.5 inches, 128 pages, full color. We're doing the campaign from July 24th till September 22nd. That's 60 days. And then since the books already exist and they're getting printed, and I'm going to calibrate as we get orders, I'm printed a few thousand already. They'll be arriving at my warehouse shortly. And then I'm going to print thousands more when we do the campaign and we see how many more we need. But I just wanted to have a head start. You can come check this out at the San Diego Comic-Con next week. But we got this cover A, cover B. We got these artist edition covers that have no logo or anything, just pure art on them. Those are fantastic. So, and then we have this awesome poster. We got an awesome T-shirt where I painted a planet there and stuff. It's going to be really cool. Check this out. Let's go look at this one. And check that out. I hand painted that planet. Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
That's the main character. And we go, and this time I'm going up to size 3X because last time I got complaints that I only went to 2X. So it's gonna be awesome. Look at this poster here. We got this poster. Let me drag this up here. That's a 24 by 36. That's a full-size poster, like at the movie theater. 2 feet by 3 feet poster of just a montage of different things from the book. Here's some interior pages. And we're ready. We're ready to go. This is going to be awesome. You guys are going to absolutely love this thing. I'm so excited. We're going to have this big old booth at Comic-Con. So you're going to go to bigmancomics.com on the 24th of July, and this is going to be live. You're going to be able to jump in, get yourself a book, pre-order on the crowdfund, and you are guaranteed that you're going to get it. Because a lot of crowdfunding stuff, people take a lot of money. They don't deliver for years or ever sometimes, and they abscond with the money like a who knows what. They take off with the money and say, sorry, I already made the book, and I'm already having it printed. So you're going to get this on the crowdfund for sure. So I'm very excited to bring that to you. Let's see. Kara says that looks so cool.
What day of the week is that? Is that Sunday?
My birthday's on a Thursday, the 24th.
Okay, I was going to say.
So that's the first day of Comic-Con. Comic-Con unofficially kicks off on Wednesday night, the 23rd. There's a little 3-hour preview night for people that have the 4-day passes and the exhibitor passes and all that. But the real Comic-Con starts off Thursday. It's Thursday through Sunday, 9:30 a.m. to 7. I think Sunday they end it early at 5. And of course, we are going to have this. Go to my social media or my friends that are on this list here. The Big Man Comics presents San Diego Comic-Con 2025 meetup. My buddy owns a few awesome bar, nightclub, pizza restaurants in town, and he's letting us use one on Saturday night to have an awesome party. Go get on the Eventbrite. I don't have the link for that handy. The link for that is in my social media. I can go to my Twitter and get that link. I should go to my Twitter and get that link. But when that sells out, it sells out. You know, there won't be any more wristbands available to get into this thing. So let me go to my.
Sold out last year too.
It sold out last year. We sold the venue out, and you know, nothing else could be done. Let's go. Here's the Eventbrite. Let's see. Let's see. Get tickets. I don't know how many tickets are left. I'm not going to click on that. Stop that. Gabe, what are you doing? Okay, here's the link. Here's the link into the chat. This is the link to the Eventbrite. If you're going to be in San Diego, this is free to come to. If you can't get into the San Diego Comic-Con, but you still want to meet comic book people, entertainment people, pop culture commentary people, Nerdrotic might be the biggest around. He's got, you know, well over 1 million followers, and Chris and Al are great dudes, and they've got a huge following too. They both worked in Hollywood and still work in entertainment and all that stuff. Chris was a host on the G4 video game channel forever. And he's such a nice guy, Chris. He's one of those guys that he likes everyone, and it's sincere, and everyone likes him. It's not weak, you know, oh, he's a nice guy. It's not that. He's just one of those guys that has that thing where it feels like he likes you so much. So yeah, please come to this, check it out. It's going to be a fun time. We might be doing some giveaways and stuff like that. It's going to be really fun. Let me get another thing, Jericho, because I got to throw this in the mail for you. These came today. Hold on.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I commented.
Yeah. I think the one I have in my hand is yours, because you and Mr. Tyrus have the same size. So I got 2 in that size. But Big Man Comics at the booth, we the people working at my booth, me and my family and the friends who are some partners of mine on some of this stuff, will all be wearing these. I decided to. DC Comics used to do this when I worked for them at. I think they still do at Comic-Con. Make a commemorative shirt for the event. You know what I mean? Like a shirt that has the year on it and some of the current artwork from current books. But these are navy blue Big Man Comics shirts. They say San Diego Comic-Con, July 23rd through the 27th, 2025. And it's got a bunch of my art there and Akion's art. So these are great shirts. And yeah, we'll be having those. I got myself a couple of these so I can wear it every day without having to wash it every night. I'll have a few copies of this shirt. So yeah.
Yeah, that way people, you know, with the date, they can show, you know, how long in a couple years next year.
Right.
People say, oh shit, you've been coming to this.
Yeah. Hopefully one day when I'm an old man, I'll have a stack of 30 or 40 of those somewhere. You know what I mean? So, because I have a bunch from working for DC Comics, and it's a nostalgic thing for me. It's pretty cool. So, Diane Francis says blue is her favorite color. Well, there you go.
All right, Rev.
There you go. So, yeah, be on the lookout. Follow me on social media, and we're going to have a great time. What's the latest with you, Mr. Jericho?
Staying busy. I just did 2 videos today. I'm going to upload those when we're done here. And just cranking out videos, man. Coming up with new ideas for a possible new channel. Just getting some ducks in a row. I have somebody doing some production shit for me, so things are gonna be like changing.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
Yeah, so I'm branching out. I'm trying something. I'm trying a whole new I don't know, genre, I guess you would call it.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome,
yeah,
man.
just keep your fucking eyes peeled for that.
Let's see. Two comments. I got to get to these real quick. Tanzanite Rocks, Andrew Kota. Thank you for being here. My youngest sister just had her first daughter. I've never been an uncle before. I'm teaching myself how to draw stuff I've never attempted before, like Blue's Clues. Good evening. Yeah. I obviously, as an illustrator and all that, I do a lot of art with my granddaughter, and I did it with my kids. It's really rewarding. And if you're coming in late, I sent Jericho a preview copy of my sci-fi book. And he said he was watching TV with his son the other night. He's been reading this to his son every night. And his son asked to cut his TV time short so there'd be enough time to read this for 15 minutes before it was lights out. That is so good. Because, you know, it's an adventure. It's heroism. It's uplifting. It's safe for kids to read, but it's for adults. But it's good for your brain. Reading is like the deadlifts of the brain. Because when you think about reading, your entire cortex is engaged. Your eyes, you have to see the letters. You have to understand the letters. You have to understand the sentence. You have to understand what the sentence means in the context of the story. Then you have to understand that in the context of you, your life, your culture. Like your brain is doing so many meta levels of understanding. And then you're picturing comic books obviously are static pictures that don't move. Yet when you read a comic, you don't realize that, and you see things moving across the page in your mind's eye. So reading is the best thing for you. I think whatever your natural IQ is, you're not trapped there. If you read, you can boost your IQ. I'm certain that this is true. You know, the smartest people I know are voracious readers. And dum-dums hate reading. So there you go.
Yeah, and nothing can match the imagination. That's what he was excited about, getting back into the story and imagining all the things happening. Because he's not even looking at the book when I read to him. He's usually like, you know, staring up at the ceiling or something. Like his imagination is taken off.
So do you tell him who's saying what, or how? Because if he doesn't see the pictures, he might. How does he know who's talking?
I mean, he'll glance at it occasionally, but I do different voices for different people.
Okay. What's your voice for Scaife, the evil robot cyborg assassin? Because you notice I did his word balloons black to indicate a real gruff, evil voice.
I was very offended by that. We'll talk about that later.
Whoa. So, I did his word balloons African American. Sorry.
Thank you. But it's more like, you know, he's more like this, you know, very slimy and sneaky.
We have this horrible assassin guy. And usually in a comic book, a word balloon is white. You see those white balloons with words, but his are all black. You see the black with the white letters. And that's just a fun little trick, a visual cue to like, oh, what's up with this guy? The way his voice is and all that, you know? So.
Yeah, he glanced at the pictures and stuff, but he's like, his imagination's taken off, and no TV show or movie can compare to that. And we've all had, you know, something we've been reading or something like that, and you have to go to school or work or whatever, but coming back to that feeling of, oh man, I'm about to get immersed in this story again and pick up what's going to happen with this person, what's going to happen with that, you know, what's the next thing going to be. So he's definitely
what part are you on?
Wrapped up in
try not to spoil it for the audience, but what part are you on in the most term?
Let's see, with no spoilers.
I'll understand, even if you're very cryptic.
There was a large explosion.
Oh, so you're that far. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a large explosion, and he was like, you know, kind of like, oh, one more. You know, it was like, nope.
Yeah.
We have our rule. We have our set amount of pages. We have to stick to the rules. We will continue.
Oh, that's a great spot to end it for the night on this explosion. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Can we get a shirt even if we don't go? Heather, coming to you live from the desert. 199 degrees is what she's dealing with right now.
At midnight.
Right. Right now, I only printed like 30 shirts for my staff at the Comic-Con booth. And then I got one for Jericho and just some of my other friends to mail to them. But, you know, if more people ask and there was some demand, I might make some and put them on the website. We'll see. We'll see if people really like them. If they like some of my cool friends wearing it online, then maybe I'll make some. You know, it might not be a bad idea. It might not be a bad idea. Heather wants to know if you're eating peanut butter, Jericho. And if so, why is crunchy better than creamy?
Because No, you almost had me with the Bugs Bunny
I almost got you. I almost got you.
It's rabbit season. It's duck season. Well, any sane person knows that creamy peanut butter is far more sophisticated and far more
If you have a
developed
baby
palate.
mouth and it's a very difficult time to chew chunky, yes, I agree.
If you're used to drinking swill at the bottom of a dumpster and eating cat food, then you're going to eat chunky peanut butter.
How often does your wife burp you and then give you a nappy time after you finish your little peanut butter? Does she cut it into like triangles and cut the crust off for you too with your creamy peanut butter?
How often are you chased from an alley behind a restaurant? Hey, get out of my dumpster, fucking guy! Huh? Get your chunky peanut butter somewhere else.
You're just sticking your fingers in like the dumpster, getting it.
Put on some fucking pants, will you? Yeah, Gabe. So take that, and you'll never compare me to your
peanut butter. He doesn't want to admit it.
You'll never compare me to your garbage mouth, fucking chunky horse shit.
Don't have a garbage mouth. My computer likes green. There's a discussion of colors in the chat. Kara's always like blue.
All about color with these people.
Superman blue. Ooh, that's like not a royal blue. It's got more cyan in it than a royal blue. It's like
I figured that would be called Superman blue by now, right?
Yeah. They don't, but I love the Superman movie. I love the new Superman movie, and gosh, damn it, people are mad that people like that movie. People are fighting like in the back of a comic book store in the 90s, which is friendly. It's friendly nerd discussion.
Yeah, no one gets hurt.
It isn't woke. Somehow Warner Brothers made a movie and they didn't go, we hate you because you're conservative, you Nazi pig. It's just an adventure. You can pick it apart for like movie quality reasons if there's this, that you don't like, but it isn't preachy. All of that stuff about him being an immigrant, it's not in the movie. I have no idea why the director said that. The director and his brother were like shitting on conservative people like, Superman's an immigrant. If you don't like immigrants and you're not American, it's not the American way. Why are you talking about this? You're trying to make money. Why are you pissing the audience off when none of that was in the movie? It's confounding. Their bosses are probably like, shut up.
Just to piss people off, just like with Snow White, when that stupid girl was going around just fucking it up for the movie and like weird, all that bullshit. And they're just like, what are you doing? We want to make money, you idiot.
Right. And the director of the Snow White movie, son, like called her out on Instagram or Twitter. They got in some squabble because she's a dumb. Like, listen, Rachel you plan on working at these companies, play ball, don't say anything. You don't have to ever be a liar. See, if I worked there still and I wanted to just not cause trouble and they asked me about something, I'd, oh, hey, Gabe, MAGA people are mad at the immigrant Superman. I'd say, you know what? I love all the customers. Without the customers, we cannot do this. It is a privilege to make movies for a living, and I thank all of them. I want everyone, left wing, right wing, any supporter of whoever you voted for, I want you to come to my movie and forget about all the politics and have a great time. That's not a lie. You can just do it that way. Goodness.
And that would have changed all of that. More people would have gone to see it. She would have been the breath of fresh air in this suffocation of woke bullshit. But instead, she made it worse.
Right.
Good job, girl.
It's like we're all riding the subway train together and someone just takes a dump in the middle of the seats.
Yeah, come on.
Trapped underground and someone just bakes a loaf right on the ground.
Why would you do that? Why would you destroy a movie that you were a part of? It's not like someone you didn't like was in it and they asked you about it on the red carpet and you're like, oh, fuck that movie. You were in it. You're the star of it. You're on all the posters and you're like, oh,
I would imagine if you're the star of a movie, not all the actors, but if you are the star of a movie,
the star,
I'm certain the more money it makes, the more you get in your bonus.
Hello.
Why wouldn't you want to maximize the profit? Remdog says, a guy I watch on Instagram hand letters. He's talking about comic books, doing the word balloons in a resist. So that's like a waterproof, soak-proof thing you paint on, like a frisket is what it's called. Okay. You would paint on the letters in a frisket and then put black all over that. And then you rub it off and then the letters would be white under it. Now there's a much shorter way to do that. You can do it in black and then just use a Posca marker. Posca makes markers and pens and they are solid like titanium. Rainbow. They have every color available, but you could just go on black ink with a Posca paint marker and they sell it in every color, but it's solid white. You know, when you put a white jelly pen over black, it kind of see-through and it kind of doesn't work. This totally works. So your friend is doing interesting things, Ram Dog, but he's wasting time. But if he likes it, whatever. Jericho beat me here. What's going on? Yeah.
I'm always fucking here.
Heather says it was a lefty lunatic reporter that started that about. So I saw that on the red carpet. He was like, Republicans kind of hate you guys, don't they? Puts the mic in his face.
Yeah.
Like, dude, don't take the bait on that shit. I quit working at DC Comics because of woke Superman. I did not want to make woke filth. I liked the new Superman movie. If I like it, and I quit working there, come on. People are stupid over there saying those things.
These people have PR firms. I'm sure there's some kind of training you go through as a celebrity to deal with red carpets and interviews and, you know, the cookie cutter corporate bullshit you're supposed to say, just like you said, something down the middle. I want people who support both candidates to come and see the movie and blah, blah, blah. Like, no one told her that vanilla down the middle, please everybody, get everybody to come see this fucking $150 million investment that we just made. I don't know. Maybe she missed that class. Maybe she was doing something else. Maybe she was in the class and she fell asleep. But I figure common sense would tell you if I'm a part of this and I'm selling it, I'm going to make it sound good. Even if I don't think so, I'm going to stay down the middle and hope people come to see this movie, not shit on it at every turn.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You know, I want everyone of every stripe to buy my books. Of course I do. I want to sell as many as possible. My books don't tell you that you're an idiot for being a Democrat or whatever. Like, my books are just human. They're about heroism and inspiration and all that. You know, and I don't know. I don't know why you would do this. I have no idea why you would do something like this. It is dumb. It is like the reporter, though, doing it on purpose, because I watched the clip and he was so happy, the reporter, to ask this question because he wanted that moment. And that's fucked up of the reporter to do that. Because the red carpet guy, he's just walking, hello, photo, this reporter. And it's like, it is sort of an ambush. But here, Jericho's why the media training doesn't work in this particular instance. Having worked for the major studios, there is one thing you don't have to be quiet about, but it's a complete echo chamber in Hollywood, and it is politics. You can say the nastiest, most rotten things about Christians, patriotic people, military people, men, fathers, heterosexuals, and you get backpats, promotions, and money when you do it. And most people don't even believe that left-wing shit, but it's like everyone thinks everyone else does, because the 5% of people that are zealots that will cancel you and get you fired at the company, they're so ferocious and scary and intimidating that everyone is cowed into silence. And everyone's like, yeah, I hate patriotism too. Everyone just goes along because that's what you're supposed to do. It's communism. Communism is say the fucking words or you're going to the gulag. Right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's
even worse.
Thing that doesn't work in Hollywood, because you have to say these words. You have to be against conservatism, Christianity. You have to be against all of it to get the plaudits in Hollywood. And it's still that way to this day. They have dug their heels on 10 years of Trump, and they will not admit the truth about what they're saying about reality. So.
Yeah. But that's even worse. If you don't believe it and you still espouse that bullshit, that's even worse.
Yeah, zero integrity. You're
a coward.
Right. Let's see. The Superman movie is definitely a new favorite of mine. Can't wait to see it again.
I gotta go tinkle. I'll be right back.
All right. He's got to go drain the main vein, is what my cousin would say when we were like in elementary school. Make a note of Pascal markers. Kara says people are hating on Dean for his comments when he hasn't even watched it yet. Yeah, I guess he was on Piers Morgan and they asked him about the comments by the director saying Superman is an immigrant and immigrants this, that, and the other. And, you know, Dean played Superman more than anyone else, by the way. If you add up the hours that Dean was in the super suit on the screen, it's more than Christopher Reeve. It's more than anyone, right? There were, 5-6 seasons of the show? 4? 5? I can't even remember now. It's been a long time. But it was kind of a gotcha on Dean the way they're doing it. He didn't say the movie had that in it. He was talking about the concepts of comments other people made. So people are, of course, attacking him. And what I texted him the other day, I said, buddy, it's funny to see you just shake him off like water off a duck's back. You know, I was telling him that the other day, like, hey, man, it's impressive that you keep doing that, because they try and be nasty, and it's so dumb. You know, these people have nothing going on in their lives that they're just attacking him over this. It's so silly. But I recommend it. I recommend the new Superman movie. The world needs good entertainment. That's what we're always talking about on this channel when it comes to the kind of entertainment I want to make for a living. I want stuff that matters. I want stuff that uplifts people, that truth and beauty. That's what art is about. It's about truth and beauty. And I want things like that. And I love Jericho telling me that his son wants to skip TV time to have more bedtime reading of my latest graphic novel that will be debuting July 24th at Comic-Con. You can get it at bigmancomics.com. Starting July 24th, we're going to do a 60-day crowdfund. These books already exist. You will not have to wait years to get them. That's a problem in crowdfunding. Not with me ever, of people taking a lot of money in a crowdfund and then no book just disappears. But this is a real comic book. I didn't stuff it with blank typing paper. This is a real 128-page comic book. There's extra stuff in the back, concept art, all kinds of fun stuff. So I can't wait for you guys to get that. We're going to have a Tyrus, the Unstoppable Tyrus preview comic at Comic-Con available too. And I think it'll only be available there. I did a limited run print on that. I'm going to have that available. Unfortunately, Tyrus won't be at Comic-Con because he's doing a stand-up comedy tour. And his stand-up comedy tour ends on Saturday. Comic-Con ends Sunday. So if he finished his comedy Saturday night, he'd have to fly across the country to San Diego. And then we're not going to do that. So he and I, we're going to do different things to promote it. There are many other comic conventions, wrestling events, all that stuff. It's going to be awesome when we do that. Let's see. They all knock at the stuff that makes Hollywood possible. Weird. Yeah, it's just the ingratitude of leftism. Leftism is entitlement and immaturity mostly. Not a lot of critical thinking going on there when you realize why you have everything, and then they just decry all of it. 4 seasons of Lois and Clark. I said 5 or 6. I couldn't remember. And so there we go. So, guys, what we're going to get into today when Jericho comes back is this. No single movie tonight. We're going to go through top 5 favorite action movie of Jericho, top 5 favorite action movie of mine. Then he and I are each going to pick 2. We're going to chop off 3, and then I'll put it in the poll. And we will pick a winner of what of these 10 movies is this channel's favorite. And then maybe we should review it next week. I just thought of that on the fly. So let's look at Jericho's choices real quick as he uses the little boy's room. He loves Commando was his number 1. Great movie. Rambo, First Blood, Part 2. That was his 2nd. Man on Fire. That was his 3rd. Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. That was his 4th. And John Wick, Part 1 was his 5th. Let's see. My favorite is the reason we call this channel Double Impact. It is where Jean-Claude Van Damme plays 2 roles at once. And then my 2nd would be Predator with Arnold, of course. My 3rd would be Terminator 2 with Arnold, of course. And wow, all 3 of these movies have either Arnold or Van Damme in them. Because you got Van Damme was in this. Van Damme was originally the Predator. Now, he didn't make the final cut and the monster looked different. But when they first started filming Predator, he was the Predator Van Damme. I don't know if you know that. Then T2 would be my 3rd favorite action movie. Police Story by Jackie Chan. If you haven't seen this, do yourself a favor. This is Jackie Chan at the height of his powers. Nobody, and I mean nobody, not John Wick, not Buster Keaton, not Bruce Lee. Nobody is more thrilling doing stunts, martial arts, death-defying tricks off buildings and cars than Jackie Chan. He's the greatest to ever do it. You watch a Jackie Chan movie, how is he not dead? How? If the Jackie Chan stunt team is the most amazing stunt team, not just in Hong Kong cinema, in all of cinema. No one can touch what the Jackie Chan stunt team has done. It's insane, the kind of stuff they've done. And then, of course, Above the Law. I know what you're thinking. Steven Seagal? Guys, these are sentimental favorites that I love to watch for many reasons. I saw this one in middle school, stuff like that. I'm not saying these are the greatest movies of all time. These are my favorite action movies of all time that I will sit and watch whenever they're on. Let's go check the comments real quick. Terminator 2 on Sega Genesis to this day, I still can't beat. I realized I never beat a lot of games on my 8-bit Nintendo when I was a little kid because they would get hard and I would get another game and I would just lose interest. I've never, ever beaten the original Mario Brothers, ever. Super Mario Brothers, I've never beaten it. Gotten to World 8-4 many times and then just I don't know really how to jump over Koopa. He's throwing that rainbow of hammers. He's shooting the fire out of his mouth. You gotta run under him or jump. It's so hard. Now, if you get there with a big, you could take one hit and then get the axe. I've never beaten it. Also, when I was a little kid, I never beat the first level of Ghosts and Goblins. I finally beat it 3 years ago, and it was a release. And then I couldn't beat the second level. I don't think I've ever beaten the second level of Kid Icarus, which was one of my favorite video games. But we used a hack, a code. My friend Sean and we beat the game with a code. But the only games I really beat as I beat Contra 1,000 times when I was a kid. I'd play it with my friend and we'd beat it over and over and over. The old Nintendo, I beat Mega Man 1, 2, and 3, but I didn't beat a lot of those old Nintendo games. I just gave up on them. And then when I got a Super Nintendo and all that, I started beating newer games and all that. I remember there was a kid I knew who said he would conquer games. I thought that was a very aggressive way to say you beat a video game. So Let's see. Cavill was okay. We're talking about Superman, but it's not his fault the writing sick. I think Man of Steel is a fine movie. The 2013 Superman movie, it's fine. It has some really stupid things in it where he lets his dad die in a tornado, so he won't reveal.
Yeah, like why the fuck didn't he save him?
And his dad yells at him for saving a school bus full of kids from drowning when he's like in middle school. Because, hey, you don't want to reveal your identity. And he's like, well, should I just let him die, Dad? And the dad's like, I don't know, maybe. That's stupid writing. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe isn't that what he's supposed to do?
Right. No, it's not what anyone ever anywhere is supposed to do.
So how did he live with himself knowing that he did that?
I don't know. He just let his dad get eaten up by a tornado instead of just saving him.
Yeah. And everything would have been fine. That wouldn't like rip a hole in the fucking universe, right? It didn't. There's no butterfly effect from that. It would have just been okay. We're going with our lives.
None the Miser puts his list up. 5 is Red Dawn by John Milius. Big Trouble in Little China is at Quattro. Is that an action movie?
Yeah, it's like an action adventure.
It's an action adventure comedy. It's action enough. True Romance I've never seen. I didn't know that was an action movie. I heard the name and thought it was a romance.
True Romance is a shit.
Oh, okay. Predator 1. It's the only Predator. Predator 2 with Danny Glover's fine, but it's not even close to Predator 1. Predator 1 is a singular thing. All the other Predators later that came in the 90s and the 2000s or whatever.
Fuck all that.
They're not real movies.
They suck.
Yeah, and then the Road Warrior, Mad Max, the very first Mad Max. Oh, yeah, that makes you think like Mad Max.
Mel Gibson. We still sound like an Aussie.
Mel Gibson. Yes, but did you beat Contra with 3 lives? I think I have because I didn't know the Contra code correctly until I was an adult. Someone told me when I was a kid, up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start. Select is not in the code. And for years, I would always hit select start, and I could never get the 30 lives. And I'd hand the controller to my friend, and he would do it. We never spoke about it. So someone told me the Contra code wrong. And when I was like 35 years old, I saw it, and I'm like, oh, my God, select isn't part of the code? Ugh. For those of you that don't know, in the 1980s, there was a company called Konami. They mostly make gambling games for casinos now, but they made a lot of video games in the 80s that were on the Nintendo and all that. And they made games. They still make like Metal Gear Solid and stuff like that. But
Metal Gear.
But if you wanted 30 lives in a video game, there's a thing called the Konami code, the Contra code, and it worked on like 5 or 6 of their games. And it was up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. I kept putting select in because some kid told me that. So yeah, there you go.
Damn, Metal Gear. I remember that a long time.
It's Mad Max 2. Oh, the Road Warrior is Mad Max 2. I didn't know that. I think the best Mad Max is Fury Road from like 10 years ago.
So Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome, that's part 3.
I don't like that one. Tina Turner. Bleh.
That's the first one I saw when I was a kid.
I don't like it.
Beauty and the Beast.
Look at this.
You mean the TV show?
Oh, Beauty and the Beast.
The TV show with Linda Hamilton.
Tale as old as time.
You remember? You ever see that TV show? It was a series with Linda Hamilton
and Ron. Ron, what's his name? He's got a real Neanderthal face. That guy. He looks like a beast already halfway before the makeup. That guy.
Yeah, that fucking lefty piece of shit, Ron Perlman.
Yeah, Ron Perlman.
But it was Ron Perlman and Linda Hamilton. It was a legit TV show. It was like their little romance shit.
Never saw it.
But the cartoon? What? That's not an action movie list.
The Disney Renaissance, 1989's Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King. Those 4 movies are easily top 10 Disney movies ever made. Those are some of the best movies the Disney company has ever made.
Yeah.
You know, they have some great ones from the old days. Pinocchio, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, 101 Dalmatians, all that old stuff from the 40s, 50s, 60s is amazing. The only other time they were great was the end of the 80s, and for like a 4 or 5 year stretch there, 4 absolute banger movies. I think they're top cinema, not just cartoons. I think these are amazing movies. Little Mermaid, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin, just outrageously good movies. Amazing music, amazing animation, amazing everything. Good stories, good acting. It's all great. It's really good.
Yeah, that's like one player 4 times in a row he gets up to at bat and hits a grand slam every time.
Right.
That's like fuck again.
That's an absolute. And then they went the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And then they went the Hunchback of Notre Dame after Lion King or whatever one was the fourth there. And you see wokeism in it. And I'll show you how the Hunchback of Notre Dame is woke. The bad guy, he's an evil, creepy Catholic priest. Oh, isn't that interesting? Hollywood attacking the head of the church. Oh, okay. Okay. I see it now. And that's just a whiff of woke on that. And then it just kind of goes downhill from there. They recover in 1999 with Tarzan. Insanely good. Just as good as those other ones. My friend, Akeon, the guy that draws a lot of comics for my company, he was one of the big animators on Tarzan. He did a lot of stuff for Disney in the late 90s. He was very young, worked at Disney France, the animation studio. And he worked on The Emperor's New Groove, Brother Bear, Goofy Movie, Tarzan, all of that stuff that was in the end of the 90s and the early 2000s. He worked on that stuff as an animator.
Like Mulan.
So Pocahontas sucks. White people, the colonizers. Oh, they're all so evil. Come on, open your eyes on that one. It's terrible. You know that they got woke when they go to Hunchback of Notre Dame. They get woke and stupid. You know, Pocahontas.
Man, they were hot. Disney was
and that's
hot.
Nothing against the animation, the colors, the illustration, all that's beauty. And now I'm talking about the story sucks when they start doing this anti-male, anti-Christian, anti-blah blah. Just knock it off, you know. So,
yeah, just entertain me, bitch.
Yeah, just entertain me. Stop telling me my culture's awful because it's not. Remdog says King Kong, Road Warrior, Way of the Dragon, Raiders, and A New Hope.
Oh, yeah. Way of the Dragon. Got a nice one. It's a good cut there.
Michael, did you put your top 5 in here? I didn't see it. Michael says I didn't read the top 5. Let me see. Oh, here it is. I didn't see it. Commando at 5. Conan. Predator, Terminator 2, and Warriors. I've never seen the Warriors come out and play. I've never seen it either. You know, let's see. Oh, it looks like Tom Welling is Tom Welling was never Superman in that show, Hardy Harmonica. He was Clark Kent. He was in the Superman outfit for like under a minute in that show. So no, Dean has the most time as Superman. Tom Welling was Clark Kent. He was never Superman. So there you go. There is like Dean himself said there was a 30 or 60 second thing where Tom Welling wore the suit, but that's about it. So I don't know. So there we go.
Truth.
That's a technicality. Let's see. Top 5. Hold on. We got another one here. Top 5. Fellowship of the Rings. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. But see, these aren't action movies. It's an adventure movie. I don't think that Star Wars or Fellowship of the Ring are action movies. They're amazing movies. But I would put Star Wars in like an adventure movie. And I would also put Indiana Jones in an adventure movie. I don't say it's action. To me, action is like you got a bazooka. You know what I mean? And you're going to blow up Mount Rushmore to save
people are killed.
Like there's a certain blood. Yeah, there's certain tropes in the 80s and 90s action movies. When you think about it, you think of Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, Steven Seagal. You know, that's what I mean by action movies specifically. But I feel you on Empire Strikes Back, one of my all-time favorite movies. Rocketeer, never seen it. It looks great though. Flash Gordon weirded me out as a kid and scared me. I don't even remember the story really, but the skeleton guy falls on that thing of spikes and like one goes through his eye or something like that. I thought it was so scary and weird. I was like 4 when I saw it. So let's see. James Gunn Superman is woke. He's a Gen Z soy beta male crying all the time, discussing his feelings, lost every fight, had to be saved. Sorry, you're wrong. I am a professional award-winning writer, and it was a great movie, well written, and you're wrong about what you're saying. He was not a beta male. Heroes, they do this thing during the story called struggle. They struggle. Indiana Jones gets his ass beat and tied up by the Nazis in the castle. It's not a loser, not a wimp. The struggle is what creates the drama. The hero is only as amazing as the opposition he overcomes. Luke Skywalker got his hand cut off and screamed. He cried that Darth Vader wasn't his father. He's not a pussy. Emotion is okay. Emotional dysregulation is not okay. And that's the difference. Men have emotions. Human beings can't make decisions without emotion. There have been real medical studies where they put delta waves to the brain to like dampen the emotional part of your brain. You can't tie your shoes. Every decision you make is rooted in emotion. Every last one. We say, oh, women are more emotional than men. I'm like, no. It's what you do with your emotions. So no, he wasn't an out of control. Out of control emotions. like screaming and running around and losing your temper and crying and running around. He didn't do any of that. So I'm sorry. I have to refute it. It was great writing. It was great writing. It was really fun. It was a fresh take. I've seen people, say like, oh, well, he got beat up a few times. He lost a few fights and this, that, and the other. It's like, yes, that's called drama. That's right. And it's like Steven Seagal, my buddy over here. You know what? When you watch a Steven Seagal movie, no one lays a finger on him. And it's funny. It works for Steven Seagal. For Superman, golly, that's fucking boring. Superman, what makes him super is not flying or laser eyes or frost breath or any of that. That's not what makes him super. What makes him super is his character and his personality, that he could rule the earth as a god. Nobody could hurt him. Nobody could touch him. He could do whatever he wants, kill everyone, enslave everyone. And he doesn't, because he's a Midwest Christian farmer boy. And that's what makes him super. Could you imagine having that power and then just having restraint? That's what makes him super. His kindness, his sense of right and wrong, not flying or winning or losing fights or anything like that. The fact that he has restraint to always try and do the right thing. So, no, I got to disagree.
I think America is Superman in that sense. I mean, what's to stop? I guess with the people would be to stop that. But if we were all like, yeah, fuck it, we could do that. We could go around the world and kick everybody's ass and just make everybody either a satellite office of America or enslave them to work, to produce things for America.
Right.
There's nobody that could stop us. If we got a wild hair up our ass and we had somebody in charge who was like, I'm going to use the full might of the U.S. military to fuck people up. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want to anyone, anywhere.
Us.
All of them at once. Every country.
90% of the countries would fall in line. 90% of the countries couldn't do shit.
No.
They couldn't do anything. What the fuck is Croatia going to do? Or, fucking, what is it? Maltese or whatever.
The Maldives.
Yeah, the Maldives. Fucking the Maldives going to do? You're going to fall in line. You're going to hold the line.
What was it? Canary Islands going to get a lucky shot on us?
Yeah. So 90% of the world is going to be like, oh, I don't want any problems. Where do I sit? And then, China, Russia, or China. But that's about it. Everybody else, we're like, we'll fuck you up. There's nothing, no one could stop us. All right, we're too advanced. We have too much. We have too many of everything. We have way more of everything than everybody else fucking has. And it would be pretty easy.
I saw a thing online today. It's like this truck that drives around with this energy panel on it, like the size of a big car. It's just a big flat rectangle, and it fires these microwave energy beams. You can't see it. This is real. This is a real thing. This is not science fiction. And what it is for is to destroy swarms of drones, because everyone knows how dangerous drones are now in the military, like attacking soldiers and tanks, and they fly in there really quick and they have an explosive on them. And now we have the thing that just goes bzz, and all the drones fall out of the sky. And you don't even see it shoot anything. It's a microwave. You can't see it. So, nobody can touch us. Nobody can touch us. And let's see here. Kara, it's like Pa Kent said, it's his choices and action that make him who he is. Absolutely. And I love that. And that's what makes him so American is, again, he could rule the earth as a tyrant, villain, devil, king, do anything he wants. And he doesn't. Look at our world. You give someone power like being the manager at a freaking Jack in the Box. They're mean to their employees and they steal, they give free food to their friends and family and rip off the store. And you give someone a modicum of power and they abuse it. Can you imagine being physically invincible? What most 99.999% of people would do? That's what's amazing about Superman, how he was raised by Midwest, all-American, salt of the earth people who were hardworking, Christian, of course. What do you think they are in Kansas farming? Get out of here. And then intelligent. People are like, oh, they have thick country accents. The movie people thought they was dumb. An accent doesn't make you stupid. It just means that's where you're from. You have to be pretty intelligent to run a farm. Jericho, your dad did some light farming, ranching stuff. My dad does it. My grandpa did it. They were not dumb men. They were very smart. It's a lot of work to keep all those animals alive and crops and working on machinery and all that stuff. Having an accent doesn't mean nothing about nothing. That's just a dumb complaint. He comes back. Logic Finder says Superman didn't overcome anything. He had to be saved in every fight, and he was emotional and weak. So he's Pedro Pascal and Cape now. The film is subtle woke. I respect your opinion. I disagree. Well, I disagree with you, but that's cool. But here's why I also know it's a good movie. Logic, the discussion you and I and me, my friends that I love, my Gary, Nerdrotic, totally disagrees with me. And I was talking to him about this the other day. We were texting about something. I said, I love the argument, the discourse we're having about the new Superman movie, because you know what we're not talking about? We're not talking about how the actors and Warner Brothers hate me and think I'm a Nazi for voting for Trump. We're arguing like dorks in the back of a comic book store. Jericho, do you think that Quicksilver could beat the Flash in a foot race? That's the discussion we're having about the movie. And that's a good thing. That's where it should be. Nobody should like everything. There are two things about the movie I hate. One is a big spoiler. The other one is they cuss. They say shit like 10 times. Stop it. I want 7-year-olds to go to this movie. Don't do that. And then someone calls Superman a bitch. Don't do that. Knock it off. Kids should be able to go see this. That's so dumb. And as someone that worked their ass off to get into comics, and I've just watched the sales of comic books go down and down and down for like the last 20 years. Comic book stores everywhere across America go out of business because they can't make sales because all the wokeism and the filth and all this. You're not making stuff that's accessible to kids. And just because it's safe for an 8-year-old doesn't mean it will bore an adult. That's such a low IQ opinion. Look at Empire Strikes Back. Would a 7-year-old love that? Would a 70-year-old love it? Yes, you can do both. And some people, when you say that something's safe for kids, they think, oh, it's like Barney. It's like baby stuff, Teletubbies. Those are old references from the 90s. But like, no, it's like Empire Strikes Back. It's like Indiana Jones. You could show it to an 8-year-old and you show it to an 80-year-old, and it's engaging for both. You can do that. You don't have to say shit every 2 seconds with Superman. That's fucking annoying. Spoiler. I'm going to spoil something in the movie. I'm going to give you 10 seconds here. Spoiler. Okay. Well, spoiler. You were warned 3-4 times. In the movie, spoiler, Lex Luthor gets a hold of a video from Superman's parents. When he flew here from another planet as a baby, right? His parents left him messages because they were all going to die on their home planet. And in the original Superman movies and comics and all that, it's like, hey, go be their savior. These are good people, but they need a little help, and go there and, learn their ways and teach them our ways and be a good savior, hero, honest, judicious, all this great stuff. His parents were great people, wanted him to do great things and help the earth. In the movie, we find out that the message was corrupted, and then Lex Luthor's computer people finished the rest of the message, and his parents are like, these people are simpletons. You need to kill everyone who won't listen to you. Take as many women as you can. Create a harem and have as many children as you can to bring the Krypton DNA back to life. And that's stupid writing. I don't like that. That's woo. They better reveal in the sequel that is like a lie from Lex Luthor to defame Superman, because it turns the public on him. Like, oh my God, the alien conqueror. It makes everyone think he's like, Genghis Khan come to Earth. And of course he says, no, I'm not going to do that. And they're like, you got a secret harem? Do you? Jericho, do you have a secret harem?
No, I don't. But if I did, I wouldn't have nothing. I had nothing from my wife. They're all sitting here looking at me right now.
So anyway, that's the only thing I didn't like about the movie is his parents are villains. They're space villains. And that's weird. But hopefully that was a lie from Lex Luthor, because all he does is lie. So now we will get out of comic nerddom unless there's anything else you want to say about Superman, Jericho.
No, I have nothing. Okay.
Well, go see it. It's a fun movie. And, one character I worked on probably more than most people in recent years was Guy Gardner. He's one of the Green Lanterns. There's many Green Lanterns. Green Lanterns are space policemen, and they have these rings, and the ring works on willpower, and whatever you can imagine with the ring, they can make. And they can, they can make a big boxing glove and hit someone. They can make a gun. They can make whatever. And there's different Green Lanterns from all the planets in the universe. Guy Gardner is a human Green Lantern, and I worked on that comic book forever. I worked on multiple books that he was in, so I know his like personality and the way he's written. He's kind of like a wise ass, cocky dude, gets in a lot of fights. And the guy that acted him and played him the way they wrote it was fantastic. And another character, Mr. Terrific, was outstanding. He's like an ultra smart scientist guy with these robots and drones. And I thought it was so much fun. Stop cussing. Let kids go to these movies. So
yeah, it's like when Gavin Newsom does these interviews and he cusses. It's bullshit. Damn it!
And you can see him like almost like swallow, like right before he says it. Like he's like, "I'm gonna sound like a bat." This is a bullshit.
Yeah, that's what you beer drinkers say, right?
Right.
Fucking prick. Anyway.
So tonight's topic is the top 5 favorite action movies. We'll go back and forth, and then you pick your top 2. We'll put it to a poll and let everyone vote of the king of these 10 movies. Jericho, tell me why you love Commando.
I mean, it's the quintessential 80s action movie. If you had, if a little boy was sitting there on Santa's lap in the mall and he said, little boy, tell me the perfect 80s action movie and I'll make it for you. The little boy would say, okay, muscles, former special forces,
Right.
Dizzy Dame, for him to drag through the different
They had
set
zero
pieces.
chemistry. Him and the girl.
Yeah, there was no romance.
They
Ray
had
Don
zero
Chong.
chemistry.
Yeah. No, there was no romantic interest, but she, her flying skills came in handy. Do it when she wasn't getting the plane off the ground. Do it, and then that worked.
Right.
But muscles, ex special forces, a beautiful woman, explosions, endless ammunition, one-liners.
Dude,
Come
so
on,
many
dude.
one-liners.
This fucking movie has everything. This is an
Yeah.
80s action. This is an action movie overdose.
Right.
This is fucking and done well. I'm not complaining. There wasn't there's too much no, everything was turned up to 11. Just as the Sparks Factory and the Steam Factory.
Steam
It has a
Factory,
Spark
the end of the
Factory,
movie.
Steam Factory. It has you kidnapped his daughter, the motivation. It's either you killed my wife or my family, or you kidnapped my daughter, my kids.
Right.
Boom. You got his daughter, the casting. Great. Yes, she's a psychopath, commie, leftist, piece of shit now. But in 1985, Alyssa Milano floated on air. So perfect casting for that. Arnold, of course. Bennett, the bad guy. You got Bill Duke. Come on, man. This fucking movie.
It's a great movie. I love this one. I love that and we got a fictitious South American city, country, island, Valverde, right? The nation of Valverde. And he has to storm a military compound to save his daughter who's kidnapped in this military compound. One man versus an army of terroristas, and he takes them all out. Dude, at one point, he has a shoulder-mounted rocket launcher. He kills people with a skill saw. For cutting, just a panel skill saw for cutting wood. He throws one of those at a guy, right, and like hits him in the chest with it and kills him.
Hits him in the head. He takes an axe and basically like disembowels the guy with the axe because Gabe, just because he ran out of bullets doesn't mean he's done killing.
No, he's just getting started. Are you kidding me?
Oh, the guy still has to kill.
Hold on. And this movie, like Rambo before it, has an epic gear up scene where he's putting on the vest and the grenade and the knife and the gun and loading the other gun and the
face paint.
The black face paint. Oh, this movie is like stunt food. You know when you go to a restaurant and they're like, try our new bacon, macaroni, hot wing, jalapeno popper, mozzarella stick, cheeseburger. They just put everything on it. It's a big mess they bring to you. When I was in college, there was a place called, I forgot, but it was one of those diners next to the university. And they had a thing called the garbage plate. And it was like eggs, sausage, bacon, hash browns, gravy, cheese. It was just like everything in the kitchen, just in a pile. When you're 20 years old with your buddies and you're hungover, you just want to eat 4 pounds of starch and bacon. You know, this movie's like that, but in a good way. They pull it off.
This movie is like having an orgasm for 90 minutes. It's over and over. Oh, what'd you say? I lied. My friend's dead tired. I'm here, kill me. You know, fuck.
Or man, he's dead tired.
Excuse me. Don't bother my friend. He's dead tired. And she didn't. She left the fucking guy the whole flight until they landed and he flops over fucking dead. Everybody screams. Sully, that little piece of shit. And then it has a scene in the mall where 10 cops get on top of him, right? And then he goes and they all fly like, whoa. Come on, this movie.
It's a great one.
He rips out the front seat like he's so huge he can't sit in the front seat.
I did do something wrong though, Jericho. I realized I should put your top movie at the bottom when we go in the other order. Sorry about that. I'm reordering them now. You did 1, but now you will do 4, 3, 2 to finish. I'm going to reverse mine. I didn't think of that until you started going. But Commando, we love Commando. It's a great, great freaking movie. Probably could have pretty easily made my list too. Let's see. No, I got to move this one here, that one there. And okay, I got mine in order. Okay, I'm going to start off with number 5 for me. Sorry, Jericho, I made you burn your number 1. Number 5 for me, Above the Law, with my man Steven Seagal. Mm-hmm. This is a great one. He's, of course, former special forces, former CIA, he's former everything, always in all of his movies. A man with a mysterious past, a one-man army. This is always the fantasy that all of us men have to be a hero and to be all that great stuff. He gets in some stuff in Vietnam, and he finds out the CIA is doing some stuff they shouldn't be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this insane conspiracy theory. And at one point, he tells a guy, the CIA guy that ends up being evil, that you think you're above the law. And it's nice in a movie when they use the name of the movie in the movie. It's cheesy half the time, but every once in a while, I like it when they use it. It wouldn't work in some movies. Like you couldn't have Indiana Jones say, "Yeah, man, we're the Raiders of the Lost Ark." Like, you couldn't have him say that.
We're headed to the Temple of Doom. Yeah, a little too on the nose.
Yeah,
but
oh man, it looks like the Empire struck back.
they look right into the camera too. Like, all right. This
Han
is
Solo tells Lando, "Who are you talking to?"
Yeah, just fucking totally takes all the magic out of it. Thank God they didn't. But the bad guy in this movie in Above the Law, he looks like Chevy Chase.
Yeah,
I was like, is that
like
his
a
dad or
demented
something?
Chevy Chase? Yeah,
man. But Above the Law, but that's an interesting pick because there are other Steven Seagal movies that I think, someone might
like better
first. Yeah, or like Under Siege, because he has Under Siege. That's probably his biggest one. But Above the Law, Above the Law, that's a solid pick right there.
The reason that Above the Law and Out for Justice are my favorites is just a nostalgia thing. I didn't see all of his movies till I was older, but these I think I saw like in middle school or high school.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a nostalgia thing, staying up with my buddy on a Saturday night. I told you we had that tradition, me and Merlin, we'd be on the bus, going home on a Friday, say, "Hey, you want to do stupid movies?" That's what we called it. And we would rent these movies on Friday nights and watch them at his house. Mm-hmm. And so this is a very nostalgia pick for me. I have that really expensive poster on my wall here in my office. My wife found me an original 1988 poster. It was like almost $300 of a theatrical release of this movie. And love this one for nostalgia reasons. It's Steven Seagal goodness. His career was good. The first 5 movies, I'll vouch for those.
Yeah. Hot.
If you want mindless, really fun, engaging, insane martial arts, and just a guy that thinks he's like a martial arts master, you'll like the first 5 Steven Seagal.
You'll love him.
His first 5 movies, his movies go off a cliff, dude. They do a nosedive.
Well, he has a change. He turns into
the Albuquerque Buddhist.
Yeah, he turns into an Indian, and then he gets. But then later in the 90s, it turns into a Chinese dude. Right. So and then he just starts tripping. But the first 5, it was CIA, Special Forces, Navy SEAL. You hurt my family or whatever. I'm about to fuck up the whole city. I'm gonna blow up half the city to get this guy. But in these movies, you have to understand the power of the poster. You look at these posters and your imagination, again, the imagination, just look at how cool that is. The gun, half his face is in the shadow. He has that scowl on his face. It's the posters were half the battle, really, back then, like advertising and stuff. Or like, I'm sure this movie had probably a whole page.
Look how great that is. That's the Japanese release poster.
Yeah, look at that gun. And it wasn't even that big, but the way it's drawn is amazing.
He's one of the masters. This guy's he's the Japanese Frank Frazetta. Frank Frazetta was the greatest, like one of the greatest fantasy painters in American history. Noriyoshi Orai. Look up his work. Godzilla, Star Wars, like endless, just amazing painter. But my wife bought me this poster as a gift. It's behind me on the other side of my office here. And it's an original one from like 1988 or whenever this movie came out. And I framed it and everything. It's really an awesome.
This movie, and this was the introduction to Steven Seagal. This was his first major movie. Right. So you're like, who the fuck is this dude with the ponytail, and what the fuck is Aikido? But by the end of this movie, I think after this came Hard to Kill.
It Hard to Kill or Out for Justice? I get that confused.
Ooh, I want to say maybe Hard to Kill came first.
I think you're right. I think, yeah.
Or was it this? No, it was this one. It was Above the Law. Above the Law was the first one.
Oh yeah, that was the first one. I thought you were trying to say the second one.
No. This was the intro to. This introduced everybody to.
Oh. No.
Stevenson.
Above the Law was 88. Then Marked for Death. No, Hard to Kill is 90.
Yeah, and then
Marked for Death is also 90. So I'm not sure which of those came out first. Then Out for Justice.
And then
that is 91, and then Under Siege is 92, and then that's it. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, But this was the intro. This was, who the fuck is this dude? And then
Right.
boom, because you've never seen Aikido. You've seen Kung Fu and all this other shit. You've never seen like somebody flip a guy or snap his arm.
By the wrist.
Yeah, you never seen that shit before, but it was devastating. It was, compound fractures and dude just slamming dudes. Like, who the fuck is this maniac? And then Steven Seagal was born, and he's up there. Does he get to go to the penthouse with Seagal, with Stallone and, maybe a Bruce Willis or Arnold Schwarzenegger? I don't know if he's quite there yet, but he's in the building. And he's definitely on one of the upper floors. He's definitely going to get, VIP treatment. He's going to get, a brand new Escalade with the name of the casino hotel on the side is going to pick this guy up from the airport.
Right.
For sure.
You don't know Screwface.
Screwface. Me don't know no Screwface. You want Screwface? Find him your fucking self.
It's 35 years, spoiler, but Screwface is the gang leader in Marked for Death, and he's like a Rastafarian voodoo, whatever, something.
Yeah, he's fucked up.
But Steven Seagal beats him, he kills him, and then when he goes to like Jamaica to finish the job or whatever, or back in America, I don't know, they're changing countries. He has to fight him again. And he finds out that Screwface had a twin brother who was just as dangerous and evil. And I love the one-liner he says when he kills the twin brother. He says, I hope they're not triplets.
Again, one-liners.
Right. Okay, so that is above the law. That is my number 5. Moving on to Jericho's number 4, John Wick. No, this is your number 5. Sorry, this is your number 5.
Yeah, John Wick, I know it's a little recent, 2014 it came out, but this kind of represents the newer era of action movies. The more of the, you're seeing a lot of mixed martial arts. In this movie, he did a lot of flips and, arm bars and grappling and stuff like that. Like when he jumped on the guy, shot the other guy, and then rolled this guy on the floor and shot him in the face, like what they call it, gun fu now.
Right. I think this is, I'll let you go, but I think this is like the culmination. This is the descendant of John Woo's gun fu back from the 90s. Remember in, what's the movie where Nicolas Cage and John Travolta changed faces?
Oh, Face Off.
Yeah. And John Woo, the Hong Kong director, made a couple American films. He made The Killers with Mira Sorvino and Chow Yun-fat. And in the John Woo movies, you always had that gun fu, which I think inspired the Matrix gun fu and all that. And then this ratchets it up from John Woo, from the Matrix. You get John Wick, which to me, and I'll let you go because this is your movie, this is the Jackie Chan of gunplay. Jackie Chan to me is the most thrilling electric stuntman ever in movies, in my opinion. But this John Wick stuff, this is the Jackie Chan version of gunplay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Jackie Chan, man, he's and most people know him for his like more comical stuff.
Right.
But dude, Jackie Chan is a serious, legitimate, fucking kick-ass martial artist. We got to do The Foreigner. Jackie Chan, Pierce Brosnan.
Someone in the chat said they like The Foreigner. Yeah.
Fucking amazing. But John Wick.
I'm gonna grab something, but I'm listening. Keep going. I'm gonna grab something.
It was almost like we had never seen anything like this. I think it was we had never seen anything like this before. Is this new? No. But have we seen it on this level? No. John Wick was, I remember for the first, I think just the first 2, and then my buddy, one of my buddies moved away, but him, myself, and my brother-in-law, we would go see the John Wick movies. And after Chris moved away, my brother-in-law and I would go watch the John Wick movies. But man, after seeing that first John Wick movie, I was like, what the fuck is this? Right. And it ended to where that there's going to be a sequel. I was like, cool, this is going to be fucking awesome. And, the motivation behind this, it wasn't a person, it was his dog. But, something or someone has to be killed or kidnapped to give these guys a type of motivation to justify the level of violence that they're going to visit upon this criminal organization or whoever the fuck it is. But, the spoiler alert, I mean, it's been out for 11 years, but spoiler alert, they killed his dog and it's on. And it wasn't just the dog. It's not like he had a dog and they killed it. The dog was delivered the day of his wife's funeral. She died of cancer. She knew he'd be alone. So she had a puppy sent to him, and it arrived the night of her funeral. And so it was more than just a dog. And it had a card, and it said, John, I know I'm not here now, but you still need something to love. Her name's Daisy. And it was a little beagle puppy. One of the cutest puppies out there. All puppies cute, yeah, but some, they're up there.
Well, I think what John Wick gives you that you want so badly is a lot of times we're given either or with movies. We're given good writing or amazing action adventure, and it's when you get both, you get Indiana Jones. You know what I mean? You get and this movie, the writing is so good because the lore. They create this world of these deadly assassins and all their rules and customs and different factions and all of these. And it's just like it feels like Lord of the Rings. Like it feels like there's this giant world off screen that they don't show you of this sophisticated society of assassins. I think the lore of these things and all their terminology and all their customs is fascinating. They really, really. I say this all the time on the show. As a writer, I was very impressed with the world building in John Wick, and then you get the action on top. You get the best of both worlds. So John Wick, love this one. Didn't make my list of my top 5, but love this. It's a great one. Any more words on it? Because I was going to move on if there were not.
No, and just one last thing: the guns in that movie were fucking awesome.
If you love guns, like Jericho and I are both legal, responsible firearm owners, and you love to go shoot your guns legally at the range and all that, this movie's got some sexy guns in it.
Oh man, oof. Yeah, the gun porn or whatever they want to call it is crazy in that movie, and he uses all of them in a very effective manner.
Yeah. Kara, I saw the second John Wick. Is the first one good? Of course.
Yeah, the first one's amazing.
Awesome. The first one lays. Seeing the second one must have been slightly confusing because the lore is so deep of this society and this culture of assassins,
and of him.
It's established. It's continued in the second, but it's established in the first. You need to watch the first.
And the lore of John Wick, because everybody's like, "Oh shit, John Wick! Oh, he's John Wick! Oh fuck, that's John Wick!" So, yeah, definitely check out the first one.
I got to show you guys a few things to prove my bona fides. Here it is. I went to the other side of my office. My wife paid a pretty penny for this. Hold on. This is my original 1988 Noriyoshi Orai Japanese release of Above the Law. It was called Nico on the international market. The movie was just called Nico. That was the character's name. But this is a beautifully painted poster that I hang up in my. It's one of only 3 posters. I have a Van Damme poster, I have a Jackie Chan poster, and I have that. Here's my other one. Since we're on to Police Story, this came with my Police Story Blu-ray Criterion Collection. This is a promotional photo from the movie. Police Story, let me get to that real quick, is Jackie Chan at his 1980s finest. Yeah. The action in this is insane. The story is gripping and compelling. It's about organized crime there in Hong Kong and all that. The stunts are outrageous, and they have that little bit of humor that Jackie Chan always puts in. So you got a good story. You've got the greatest martial artist stuntman of all time, Jackie Chan. If you haven't seen Jackie Chan when he was young, moving, doing parkour, doing martial arts,
everything
like this, and how he always uses the props around him to do the dangerous tricks. If there's a ladder next to him, he'll like dive through the rungs and pick it up, spin it, twist. He'll jump, flip off the wall, land on a box. It's like he becomes one with the environment he's in, and he's almost killed all the time. And in real life, he's hurt himself so many times and broken all kinds of bones. One time he did fall off of a tree filming, forgot what movie, and he hit his head on a rock and had to go get emergency brain surgery because he was bleeding inside of his skull. He was going to die. And but he has fucked himself up for years.
Real bad.
Yeah, real bad. If you want to be thrilled and you want a good story that is hardcore crime, not quite noir. It's not noir, but it is a nice crime action movie. You'll love Police Story. It's one of Jackie Chan's best. This is before he was doing American movies and all that. When he hit big in '96 with Rumble in the Bronx, then he does the American stuff. And what's the stuff with Chris Tucker? And then he does Rush Hour, Shanghai Noon, Shanghai Nights, all that stuff. But that stuff is okay. But I prefer my 80s Jackie Chan. He's got the look. He's got the clothes. They got the style. It's really, really fun stuff. I love Police Story. I don't have a lot of DVDs yet because I just got a DVD player this last year. But I have the Criterion Collection of Police Story 1 and 2. This is the best edition you can buy, recording of it. It has the best picture quality, the best sound. Love Police Story. Check it out. It's so much fun. He does some insane stunts in this. It's filmed at a mall, the climax, and it's that famous stunt where he jumps on like the Christmas lights and slides down a rope of lights. And the stunt was set up wrong, and the bulbs and all, they were slashing his hands in real life. This dude is always falling off of things, always going through shattered glass, falling off of moving vehicles. He's hanging on the side of a bus in the beginning of this thing, trying to wrestle in the back. It's an insanely good movie, and it's got that trope where like, you're out of line, Jackie Chan. You're off the force. Turn in your gun and badge. It's got all that stuff in it. It's a great police story. It's called Police Story. You'll love it if you want a good action movie with an engaging story and just the best martial arts you're gonna see. Police Story, fucking love it. Have you seen this one, Jericho?
Yeah, I've seen it years ago. Is that the one where he has that? There's one where he has a chick, like a partner, and she's just as badass as him. Like she's doing crazy stunts and shit too.
He doesn't have a partner that's a woman in this, but this is the one where they raid like the sort of like the Brazilian favelas, but it's in Hong Kong. It's like a hillside shanty town full of all this crime, and they're trying to bust these big mafiosos, and they can't quite nail them, and they end up getting them, of course. But it's a police procedural. You got the chief, you got all this stuff. And I don't know. I really like it. It's a really fun one. And it's just got such amazing action sequences in it.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't even need the gun.
Yeah.
Like if he didn't have it, you'd be like, oh, that makes sense. Because he's just, like you were saying, he uses everything around him. And he's so fast and so good at what he does. Him and Sammo Hung went to like one of those kid, gymnastic kung fu schools. Shit for years, so they're like legitimately trained fucking.
Oh, I know all about it because this year, I listened to this book here. Hold on, I'll bring it up. Hold on, this is the where the fuck is it? I gotta. Sorry. It's this book here. It's Jackie Chan's autobiography. I listened to two of them. He wrote one in the mid 90s, and he wrote one like in 2016. And he talks all about his life growing up in Hong Kong. His parents were servants to rich, like British people. And he wasn't an orphan or anything, but his parents sent him to the Hong Kong Chinese opera school. And at the opera school, you learn to sing, you learn to dance, and you learn gymnastics, and you learn martial arts. And the way he describes it, it was worse than like boot camp with the beatings and the sleeping on the floor and all this, and just the endless training and discipline and all that. And in the 70s, he and other friends from the Chinese opera school, they started getting little parts in Hong Kong cinema, little parts in action movies. And one of his first movies was with our next movie. Jackie Chan is in Enter the Dragon. Yeah. He's one of the extras in the fight stuff at the beginning, but Jackie Chan did a lot of Hong Kong stunts and eventually got his own movie. It didn't do good. And then eventually he got Drunken Master and that blew up. And after that, he became Jackie effing Chan, the biggest Hong Kong star. You should get his autobiography and listen to it. It's so, so good. He's like 70 years old now, so he's very thoughtful. He's lived a full life and all that, and has a wife and has 1 or 2 kids, and just an amazing life story. Jackie Chan, an amazing life story. I listened to both biographies like back to back, like 3 months ago. I was just blown away by this guy's story. It was really amazing stuff. So, and one thing he doesn't do, and he talks about it in his movies where he's in the boss and he's in charge. No like sex, no vulgarity, nothing like that. There's a little jokey stuff. Once in a while, there's like some hanky-panky, but it's like PG. But he doesn't want to put filth in his movies. And I was like thinking of all his movies I've seen. I'm like, oh yeah, they don't do like sex scenes. They don't do all this gratuitous cussing and all this gore, violent stuff. Like, oh yeah, he doesn't do that. And he talked about that in his book. So a guy like that guy's that's my way too. That's how I like to do things. So I respect that. I think that's great. This is what I've listened to lately. See, there's the Jackie Chan book. I'm currently listening to Catch a Wave, Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys. I just finished The Damsel. That's one of those crime novels I like. Dirty Money was great. And then Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys. I'm voracious. I just tear through audiobooks all the time when I'm working. So I looked at my library of audiobooks. In the last 10 years, I've done 250 books. So it's 25
a year.
Yeah, that's one every 2 weeks, basically. So, yeah. So, let's see. Yeah, there's another great Jackie Chan movie, Wheels on Meals. And it's not Meals on Wheels, it's Wheels on Meals. And he and Benny the Jet Urquidez, great martial artist, a Hispanic guy from Los Angeles. I had dinner with Benny and all those people at that Kung Fu dinner I went to like 3 years ago. They have a fight in Wheels on Meals that is one of the greatest cinematic martial arts fights of all time. So, love Jackie Chan. Enter the Dragon. Had Jackie Chan. Tell me why you love Enter the Dragon.
I mean, it's Bruce Lee. I mean, you have to pay homage to Bruce Lee and the Kung Fu era because that sparked a lot of, kids to be inspired by that. There are a lot of famous fighters and stuff who are inspired by Bruce Lee, who saw a movie of his, and other action stars who saw his movies and would emulate his moves after they watched them. Just like my brother and I did the same thing, just like any other kid. But this movie, and we reviewed it pretty recently.
Right.
But this movie also has pretty much everything you need. As you can see, Bruce Lee's ripped up. So you got your muscles there. You got the girl. You got some titties.
Does have
not a lot of. Well, there's a lot of probably no bad language.
I don't think so.
Yeah, not a lot of profanity, if any at all. And you see Williams there, Jim Kelly, John Saxon. I don't know who played
Saxon. Sean Connery, because he really looks like him. He looks like he could be his cousin.
Yeah, just like fucking Chevy Chase in Law. But this movie, and as a kid, this movie was everything. We would recite this movie, the action scenes. O'Hara's treachery has disgraced us, and then when what's his name, Lau, he goes, right. Kick me. The little kid he was training, kick me. What? Kick me. And he goes, how did that feel to you? And he goes, let me think. And he hits him in the head. He's like, don't think, feel. It's like a finger pointing away to the moon. And the kid looks at his finger and hits him on the head again. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all the heavenly glory. Like, it was just fucking, little gems like that. And then the action scenes, when he whoops O'Hara's ass.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, and his motivation is O'Hara, the number one henchman for Han, the main bad guy. They're in Hong Kong one day, they're just a bunch of, his cronies, bunch of drunk assholes, ne'er-do-wells, just going through town, fucking with people. And he comes across Bruce Lee's uncle, who's in town with his sister, who's a pretty, probably 20-something woman. So she's with the old man, and they go up to, hey, baby, and start stroking her hair. She's just that over-the-top crazy shit. Hey, baby. And she slaps his hand away. It's Bruce Lee's sister. She can fight too. And then the old man sees that this shit's about to get crazy. So he gets in front. He gets in between her and the bad guy and takes a knife, cuts him on his face. And he tells her, run, run. And she takes off running. And then he stays there with O'Hara, the guy that he cut. O'Hara fucks him up. And then all the henchmen go running after his sister. And so she just systematically, boom, fucking these dudes up, tossing them, kicking them. And it wasn't some crazy, Charlize Theron. Yeah, I trained with a boxer for like 3 months before I did this movie. Right. No, this girl knew what the fuck she was doing. It wasn't some crazy, man, that wouldn't happen. No, she was kicking. Obviously, a woman's legs are stronger than her arms, fucking these dudes up. And so they chase her into this building. O'Hara comes in. All the guys come in. There's like 5 of them, 6 of them. So she knows they're going to assault her, and she can't have that. So a piece of the glass that was on the ground when they broke the window, she picks it up and kills herself before, so she's not dishonored by what they were going to do. So Bruce Lee doesn't know this. Bruce Lee thinks he's just going to a tournament. The old man says, yeah, man, me and your sister were in town that day. This is what happened. So that's his motivation to go to this island. He's supposed to get information too, but his motivation, and there's a tournament, the classic tournament, the best fighters from all the areas. This is pre-Bloodsport. I'm sure this inspired Bloodsport. And
I would say there's a direct line from Bruce Lee to the Street Fighter video, from Bruce Lee to like Van Damme, Bloodsport, and Kickboxer is very similar, right? And then because of Kickboxer, you're going to get the Street Fighter video game. And because of all that, you're going to get the UFC. I believe that's all a continuum. Where you finally get the tournament fighter, just like in this movie. The tournament fighter gives you the Van Damme movie, gives you the video game, gives you the actual UFC existing in real life. Because the UFC, if you think about it, it's Street Fighter in real life. Street Fighter, the premise is people from around the world with different fighting styles to see who the best is. That's what the UFC is in real life. So I think we can thank Bruce Lee for the UFC.
Yep, for sure. And I'm sure maybe I can't remember who started the UFC, saw this and, was inspired by this. But this was another one that just knocks it out of the park. This is another movie that just has everything.
He's got a great bad guy. He's got a great look. His face, he just looks like a damn bad guy.
And he has he has an interchangeable hand. He lost his hand in a gun accident. So he can change his hands, and he, to like literally an iron fist to the claws. That's how Bruce Lee gets the scratch marks, the cuts on him and shit. This movie kicks ass, man. It has the endless supply of bad guys for him to beat the shit out of at the end of the movie when he's in the tunnel. And these guys are just coming and he's blah, 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 fucking these dudes up. Bruce Lee, of course, he's most famous for his weapon of choice, the nunchucks. Right. So I had a poster in my room growing up of the scene where he has the nunchucks under his arm and his hand is up like this. And it's the scene where he's underground in the tunnel. And I had that poster in my room for years. I still have it rolled up somewhere around here. But yeah, that movie was fucking awesome. And, it was in America, it was by Warner Brothers. So there wasn't no dubbing. Like, it was an honest to goodness English, high budget action movie. And it's fucking all time.
Right. It's an all timer. Love that one. And it's got Jackie Chan as an extra. But it's got Bolo Young, who will go on to be in tons of Hong Kong cinema and also be in Van Damme's foil in two of Van Damme's best movies coming up on my list, Double Impact, and he's also in Bloodsport. But, the great Bolo Young, who 1 year ago on the 13th, I was sitting at home and I was looking at, let's move on to my next one. I was sitting at home. It was the 13th. I'm like, wow, 1 year ago, I was at a mall in Whittier, California, which is a nice suburb of LA. Just put it that way. It's not, but it basically is. And I was there at the mall. Look at this guy, right? This is him in Enter the Dragon, Bolo Young. This is him in Double Impact. And this is him a year ago at the mall in Whittier where I got his autograph. For Father's Day, my son got me the premium meet and greet photo autograph poster. That's the third poster I have in my office is the Bloodsport, that t-shirt I'm wearing. I have a poster of that exact image of Van Damme kicking him on my wall, autographed by him. So that was really fun. And I didn't know how tremendously more big I am than him.
Yeah, he's a little fella.
Because he looks huge, But apparently I got him beat, so I could take him. I think I could take him, And in my favor, he is also like 75. I really think I could take him,
I don't know. The old guys, have you ever seen one of those kung fu movies? So those old guys be fucking people up. Hey, old man.
I don't know if I could have taken this version. I don't know if I would have taken on this version of this dude. I lift weights. I'm a tough guy, but some serious business right here. This guy,
Dude, I don't know. The old man, the old version of him, he's trimmed all the fat on his movements. He knows how to take him down quick. He's too old to be fucking around. So he's a more lethal version. I don't know. I wouldn't roll up on the 75-year-old Chinese man. No. That motherfucker knows something.
If he was good enough to be sparring and fighting with Bruce Lee, he's got something.
He knows something. I don't know what it is, but he knows something.
Arnold is also sure. I've heard that Arnold, they always said in the 90s, he's 6'4". I don't think Arnold is 6 feet tall. I don't think so. Denver Bronco, 3-time Super Bowl champion Mark Schlereth talks about meeting Arnold more than once in life at different galas and events. And he said there was a rumor going around that Arnold never stands next to tall dudes when he takes a photo. Mark Schlereth is like me. I'm 6'4". I think Mark Schlereth is 6'5". So he said he stood up. He was sitting at a table eating dinner, and Arnold walked by and he said, "Oh, Arnold." And when he stood up to shake his hand, Arnold put his hand on his shoulder and pushed him back down in his seat and then shook his hand. "Nice to meet you, Mark. You're looking huge right now." But Mark Schlereth, he swears that Arnold isn't 6 feet tall. He's like 5'11" and a half or whatever. So, yeah. So, Harder Monica says he looks good at 79. Bolo? Yeah, he doesn't speak English, so I didn't get to really talk to him. I told him, I loved his movies growing up. Thank you for all this great cinema and all that. And then like an interpreter or family member talked to him for me a little bit. So,
No, what you gotta do, Gabe, is just talk louder.
Right. When someone doesn't speak English, you can talk loud and slow.
It's all about the decibels, man. It's all about the decibels.
So Heather is trying to claim she's 6 feet tall. She's trying to claim she's taller than Arnold. I don't know about that, Heather. Were you one of those WNBA ladies? According to Google, Arnold 6'2". Ain't no way.
That's what I've always heard, 6'2".
Yeah. Heather says he's 5'8". I'm 5'9". I think Arnold is like 5'9", 5'10".
No.
Oh, yeah. Those actor dudes are always short. And you got to know this. Look at Arnold's physique. Okay, there's the endomorph, the mesomorph, and the ectomorph, right? Those are the three body types: the lanky, the stocky, the normal. And Arnold and the reason these guys do so well in their physique is A, they work their ass off and they eat right, they get enough sleep. A, number one, they work hard. But B, they get results better and faster because they have stubby, short limbs. That gives you so much more leverage. All the power lifter guys, their proportion is stubbiness. And Arnold has a little bit of that. His arms are not long. His legs are not long. And when you have those a little bit shorter limbs, it gives you way more leverage. And it's best to be a stumpy person if you want to be a weightlifter. I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I have a 7-foot wingspan. Your wingspan is supposed to be your height. I'm 6'4". My arms should be 6'4". They're 7 feet, so I'm lanky. So I would, on the high school football team, I'd be bench pressing, like 200 pounds. Be a kid like 6 inches short of me benching like 225. You know what I mean? Like when you bench press on the bar, they say you're supposed to come down and touch your chest. People like me can't do that because the arm is so long. If I go all the way back and touch my chest, I could rip the front of my shoulder. So when I bench press, I have to stop like 4 or 5 inches in front of my chest to get my elbows at 90. Because if I keep going, you're going to get a shoulder injury doing shit like that. So it's different when you're lanky. It's real different. But these guys that have these little bit stubby limbs, the stubbier the better, they get huge. Plus, their muscles are shorter, right? So if I have a shoulder muscle and mine's like long because I'm long, they have the same muscle, but now it's squished. So it's going to pop more and get round. Because I've always wanted those great shoulder caps, dude, where it like bulbous shoulder. And I do endless flies and bench and all the shoulder stuff. And they don't pop the way I want them to. Like, and I eat the protein, I lift, I do all the stuff, but I'm so long. I'm long and strong and down to get the friction on.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
So, I never want to be short or stumpy, but I look at the stumpy guys at the gym and I'm like, damn it.
Well, look at Lou Ferrigno. That was like Arnold's nemesis. And I think Lou Ferrigno's like 6'4".
But you could be 7 feet tall and still stumpy proportionately. You know what I mean? If you were 7 feet tall, but your arms were, 6'8" in their wingspan, you're stumpy, but you're tall. You get what I'm saying? So, it's proportional. It's not actual size. It's just proportional. Now, the taller you are, you tend to be lankier, but you can be a tall, stumpy person. Franco Columbo was 5'5", and he was stronger than Arnold. And he was very.
He looks it. You could look at him and tell that dude was short as hell.
Yeah. Oh, Diesel's trying to say I'm a small guy. You wish, Raider fan. You ready to go 0-2 against the Broncos this year? That's right.
It has begun.
Right.
It has begun. It says Lou Ferrigno's 6'5".
Yeah, big dude. If the art thing doesn't work out, Gabe, you can get an orangutan suit and hire yourself out. Ladies, I do bachelorette parties and divorce parties.
Shit. Get the suit.
They call me Thrilla the Gorilla.
Get the suit with the holes cut out. Yeah.
How tall are you? I think Diesel's 6'5". I think Diesel said he was an inch taller than me. He's probably lying though. He's a Raider fan. Diesel might be 4'9". He might be one of those little Raider guys.
Can't trust the Raiders.
Oh, Diesel's 6'6". There you go. Heather says she's a jirafa, is how we say it in Espanol. She's a giraffe. So there we go. Yeah. All right. So to my number three movie, I think it's 1991, 92. The movie of the
91,
90s.
I think.
With the hit song by Guns N' Roses, You Could Be Mine. Eddie Furlong, the LA River motorcycle chase. Nice river, Los Angeles. It's an aqueduct to stop flooding. Arnold twirling the shotgun, the T-1000, the T-800. This movie, I think, it isn't my favorite, but this movie, it's hard to say because it isn't my favorite, but I love it. It's in my top 5. This is the action movie of action movies of the 80s and 90s. This is the king of action movies. It made $1 zillion. It's got prime Arnold. This, in my opinion, is his biggest movie. He never had a bigger movie than this. He's had many big movies. This is the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I think when you think of Arnold, the first thing you think is, I'll be back. And he says that in the first Terminator, but he really says it in this one, This is the one that made it famous, not the 1980s one. And this movie has it all. It has revolutionary CGI with the liquid Terminator who's, transforming into other people, the helicopter exploding outside the building, the minigun, the scientist guy that sacrifices his own life. It's well written. It's thrilling. It's crazy sci-fi. It's over-the-top action. Linda Hamilton is not a girl boss. She's a strong, spunky female character like Princess Leia, like the great female heroes that we love, not the bitch, like, man-haters that we don't love in the modern stuff.
Yeah, actually.
This movie is outrageous. Eddie Furlong, for a child actor, he was probably 15 or 16 already at the time, but he's a child actor. He's great. He's believable. The movie has a sprinkle of humor, like 4 or 5 jokes in it. That's all you need. I follow the Indiana Jones rule. You need about 3, 4, 5 laughs in your action movies. And you don't need the Marvel thing where there's a joke every 4 seconds. Oh my God, stop it. But the motorcycle, the spinning of the shotgun to fire. I mean, this movie has it all. It's iconic. The blue and the gray and the silver that they constantly are lighting different scenes with works so well with that red for the Terminator's eyes. I have 0 complaints about this movie. I love it. I think this movie is awesome. And in my opinion, it's the final Terminator movie, and it's the best Terminator movie. Terminator 1 is awesome. Terminator 2 is awesomer, and there are no other Terminator movies, if you ask me. So there you go.
I wish that were true. I wish that they did stop after number 2 and they never made another one. Because although I like Terminator Salvation, contrary to some other people's opinion, but I could do it. Well, I could do without it. If they said, look, we'll erase all the other ones and just stop at Terminator 2, do it. Because Terminator 2 was an event. It wasn't just a movie. It was a turning point in cinematic history. Now, I remember my brother going to see it. I wasn't quite old enough. So my brother went to see it, and I remember waiting for him to come up the driveway and fucking come in the house and tell me, man, what was that shit like? Because seeing the commercials, hasta la vista, baby, and all that shit. Right. And the first Terminator, I think the first Terminator should be classified as a horror movie, but anyway.
Yeah, it kind of is. It's got that Freddy Krueger, Jason, where he's just relentlessly chasing the heroes,
The Michael Myers. But Terminator 2, holy shit, man. What's the kid's name who played the young John Connor?
Eddie Furlong? No, he's the son, right? He's the son of John Connor.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, he is John Connor. The young John Connor.
Oh, shit, he is John Connor. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Michael Biehn in the first movie is the father of John Connor, who travels through time to knock a woman up and then be a deadbeat dad.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta go. But he had to go back to the future, so that's different. No, he died.
Yeah, did he?
Died.
Did he? Or is he just getting out of child support?
Well, I don't know. If he did, he fooled me. He's been on the run.
He laid there like he was dead, and then when she cleared out, his one eye opened, and he looked around. He got the fuck out of it.
He's been on the run since '84. If you haven't caught him,
I ain't changing no diapers.
Let him go, man. Let him go. The kid's 40. But yeah, this movie, Terminator 2, holy shit, it was amazing. The scene where he broke her. Do you agree
that even though it isn't your favorite and it isn't my favorite, do you agree that this is the action? If you're gonna say 80s, 90s action, this is like top of mind, right? Like this is the movie, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if it would would be the first to pop into people's minds. I think if once you mention it, they'd be like, oh, yeah. But
they're going to say this or they're going to say Rambo. They're going to say this or Rambo, I think.
Or Predator. It's going to be another Arnold movie. It's going to be Predator. I think Predator is going to be, that's when you say 80s action movie, I think most people, maybe it'll be 7 out of 10.
But Predator,
but I think
Predator isn't pure action because it's heavy sci-fi in theming, not in the movie itself. The movie's just action, but it is a sci-fi movie also. It is an action movie, but it's also a sci-fi, spiritually.
Because he fights an alien, but it all takes place in the jungle.
Well, because I would say like Aliens with Ripley and all that, Aliens, it's a sci-fi movie. It's not an action movie. It's action-packed.
Yeah, but it takes place in space. This takes place
like Total
on
Recall.
Earth.
Total Recall is not an action movie. It's a sci-fi movie. You know what I mean? Like, I think once you're doing science fiction, it's sci-fi. Like you're putting it in there.
Actually, I think you're like splitting hairs, but whatever. I think Total Recall is an action movie.
No Chuck Norris movies. You know what I would put Chuck Norris? If I did a top 5 insane action movies, right off the bat, we're doing Invasion USA and Stone Cold. Those are right. Like if you're doing the most insane, not your favorite, but like you see an action movie and you like it, but you're more like, what the hell did I just watch? Yeah. Invasion USA with Chuck Norris is free on Tubi right now. All of these insane 80s action movies from the Canon group, They did the low budget insane, like the American Ninja movies and all that.
Mhm.
There's like 90 of them on Tubi, and Tubi is free. Go watch Invasion USA. You won't know what's happening. It's totally
nuts.
insane. I
It's
love it.
nuts.
It's so poorly written and stupid, but it's so much fun. At one point, Chuck Norris has 2 Uzis under his
Yes.
shoulders, and he's just killing everyone.
Yeah. Well,
You'll love
everybody
Invasion USA.
knows.
It's insane.
Everybody knows 2 fully automatic weapons held by one hand is the most accurate means to kill.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
None of them is trying to say Space Marines is a war movie. No, they're not at war. When they declare war on the aliens, the aliens have diplomats come in to have diplomatic meetings. It's a sci-fi movie.
They come down speaking their alien fucking.
They come out. They're trying to like negotiate for peace, but you can't really understand them.
No, they have those earpieces for translation, like the UN meetings. Like the fucking people have the translation here. What the fuck the aliens are saying? Well, then that's it. It's war.
Yeah, Michael Coulter's agreeing with me. Invasion USA is the craziest Chuck Norris movie. I would say it's the craziest action movie I've ever seen, except for Stone Cold and Laser Mission. These are like okay. Here's
Laser
my 5
Mission.
insane action movies: Invasion USA. Stone Cold, Laser Mission, and what else is just like, what am I watching? This is totally insane. They're just, I don't know. I'd have to think for a while, but there are movies that are just out there. They're just like, they're fun because they're insane. You know, not particularly well written. But,
I don't know. I think Laser Mission takes number 1 because that is the only movie I've ever seen combine 3 countries and 4 cities
right
to make one city.
It's Cuban, German, African city. Come on, man. Well, you did get to see Brandon Lee, son of Bruce Lee, with a little shoe polish on his face, faking a Cuban accent.
But this movie took place in a place where it's like the place in America where 4 states converge, like the corners of 4 states is a spot. Laser Mission was on the corner where like 7 countries intersected. It was fucking wild.
Well, it was in Cuba, Africa, and one other place.
Germany.
Germany, right. It was Cuba, Africa, Germany.
Dude.
You know what I figured out after we watched it, why it felt that way? In South Africa, there was a war against Rhodesia or something like that down there back in the 70s or the 80s. And since it was communist, one of the countries, I think Rhodesia had some communist leader and they were fighting South Africa. Cuba kidnapped men from Cuba basically and made them go fight in South Africa, the commies versus the South Africans. So it actually makes sense that this movie is Germanish because it's not German, it's Dutch, because a lot of Dutch and German settlers settled South Africa. There was nothing there till the Dutch and the Germans made South Africa. So that's why we are actually correct that it is Cuban, African, and Dutch. We were onto something, but I didn't know there was historical precedence.
Okay,
See, this is a research I do for you guys.
2 things. The Cubans were in Africa. They had business dealings with them, and Fidel Castro exiled Che Guevara there because he was a fucking psycho. So there are Cuban roots there, but I seriously doubt that the people who wrote this movie thought about it as much. I fucking doubt that. There's no way in hell that they put that much into the research for this movie.
They wrote whatever the cocaine told them to write for that movie, you know.
It was just scribbles and nosebleeds for like 2 weeks. And those fuckers gave us a kaleidoscope of a fucking movie. It was like that plate at the restaurant near the college. It was just a fucking garbage plate
with everything on it.
Got some Cubans, some Africans, espionage, rum. Just fucking put it in.
If you haven't seen Terminator 2, you haven't seen 80s, 90s action movies. Go watch it. It's awesome. Moving on. Man on Fire. Now, this movie's what, 15, 20 years old?
No, 21 years old.
No way. It's that old?
04.
Wow.
Yeah, 04.
This is one of our favorites, Denzel. And man, he is a man on fire in this. He is a Billy Badass. This is like proto-Equalizer. He's not the Equalizer yet, but he is Equalizer-like fellow. If you haven't seen Antoine Fuqua and Denzel Washington's 3 Equalizer movies, you're missing out. They're good. They're good.
Yeah, they're coming out with part 4. I don't know what it's going to be.
Good.
But yeah, this is, you know, this little. This is another layer of an action movie. This isn't. Well, this is. Well, shit, it's over 20 years old. If you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert. So he is made to believe that the little girl is dead. So you're thinking this is and that's okay. The classic, you killed somebody important to me. Now I'm going to fucking rain down hellfire on all of you. And he even says, I'm going to kill anybody who had anything to do with it. Anybody who opens their eyes at me, I'm going to kill them. But another layer to this is he was, again, ex-special forces, but very closed off, very gruff, very, leave me alone, kid. He even tells him, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to protect you. And he's, very closed off and just, probably PTSD that we can't even imagine. Right. But she bores a hole through all of that, through those layers, those calluses on his heart, and shows him that it's okay to be happy. It's okay to care. The world isn't the war zone that did this to you. So she gave him something. And then for it to be taken away, that was another, that was more ingredients in this fucking anger cake that we're baking here. Was, yes, you took her, but it's what you took, what she gave me. And for you to do that to this innocent little soul, I'm going to fucking destroy all of you. And he starts cutting things off. He starts shooting people. Just all kinds of fun shit that he does to the guys. And he climbs the ladder, the classic start with the small fish, and we're going to climb our way all the way up to the boss.
It's got a great twist of who the real bad guy is and what they were up to. It's rich family in Mexico City. He's like a private security guy, retired former specials ops spook, CIA. We don't know what he was.
Christopher Walken.
And he's now working like some security down in Mexico City, which if you haven't visited Mexico City, it's not that expensive if you go on Expedia. You can actually, I went there pretty cheap with my entire family in May. And it's amazing. If you stay downtown Mexico City near Chapultepec Park, that is the New York Central Park. They have the same thing in Mexico City. There's a castle there. There's amazing museums there. You can go see the pyramids about an hour outside of town, the Mexican pyramids. They're amazing. Visit Mexico City if you can. It's an awesome place. Food, world-class food. But it's a beautifully shot movie. It's a gorgeous looking movie. Like, look at the color on that. You got this orange flame that fades into green up by his head, and the smoke behind him is this beautiful green gray. The whole movie looks great, and all the colonial buildings in Mexico that he's around and stuff. It's a great looking movie, and of course, it's Denzel, one of the great actors of the last.
Is it Ridley
years.
Scott?
Yeah.
Ridley Scott directs it, and he has that jarring, that jittery, shaky camera cuts that he does. Man, this fucking movie is a masterpiece from top to bottom. Of course, like Gabe said, Denzel's in it, duh. But Dakota Fanning, the little girl, she goes toe-to-toe with them. Like, she's a great little, that precocious little kid, and she plays it so perfectly. She holds her own against all these heavyweight actors. You got Mickey Rourke.
Right.
What's his name? Mark Anthony plays her dad.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Christopher Walken plays Denzel's best friend. This movie is loaded, and that little girl stood toe-to-toe with all of them. But, yeah, he's ex-special forces. He has a real bad drinking problem because he's fighting demons. He's fighting the images of what he's done to people. Right. And it has the classic, kind of scene with his credentials. He has an interview with her dad to, become her bodyguard. And he's like, because Mexico City has, a kidnapping like every 60 seconds. So all these rich people want to protect their kids from the kidnappers. So he sees Denzel and he reads, he's like, oh, anti-terrorism, fucking blah, 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 this and that. He's like, fuck, aren't you a little overqualified? And he goes, well, I drink. And he's like, well, how bad is it? And he's like, well, it could affect my reaction time. If some top level guys try to take her, I'll do what I can, but my performance will be on par with the pay. And he's like, all right, just keep it to yourself. Just don't fucking tell my wife. I don't give a shit.
Guys, and it's not played for laughs, and they don't show it happen. They just show the 2 seconds after he's done it. He puts a bomb in a guy's butt to get information. Okay?
Ouch.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, he sure did. He goes, this right here is it's like a little plastic tube. He's all, inmates use this to stick things up their ass. He's like, what you have here? C4 and a detonator. He's all, you put them together, you have a bomb. Not very sophisticated, but effective. And he goes, it's up your ass right now. And the guy, he's all, don't move. Don't move.
He's like, don't clench. Don't clench.
But Denzel's not laughing in the scine. It is
funny. No, it's not played for laughs. It's not Deadpool.
He's not laughing at all. He's very serious about what he needs from this man. And he has a limited amount of time to give it to him. And again, he's climbing the ladder. I think the guy with the bomb in his ass, he's like the third guy up the ladder. but every person he comes in contact with, they give him enough information to get to the next
girl.
scene. And yeah, that's what he tells him. He goes, I wish you had more time.
Yeah.
That was it, dog cop.
Yeah.
And that's the explosion.
If it was a Marvel movie, he would have turned to the camera and said, I'm going to blow your ass up. And that would have been the Marvel dialogue.
Like, hey, Marvel, I get it. I know what you're saying. You don't have to.
All right. Man on Fire. It's a classic. It's got heart. There's a real love between him and the little girl that he has to save. And he's self-sacrificial in this one. You'll like this one. It's modern. It's 21 years old, but it still feels very modern, this movie. And it looks great. This looks like an expensive blockbuster kind of movie.
And
I think it's overlooked. Not many people talk about this movie, but unless they're talking about Denzel. It's kind of a forgotten movie because I think it's a lot better than its memory, than its reputation. I think it's great one. So,
and it's fucking Denzel Washington, people. But what a great movie, and you're gonna cry. By the way,
you might.
There's a scene in this movie. Woo, tear jerker.
Right. Yeah. There's very much.
Gets me every time.
Also, when I was in Mexico City in May with my wife and 2 kids and my granddaughter, great time. We hired a private driver. Guys, if you can afford it, don't do Ubers and taxis and subways and all that like some peasant. Just kidding. But if you can afford it, and it wasn't that much, it was like 100, 150 American dollars per day. We had a driver, and he'd been a driver for like 30, 40 years in Mexico City. And, and a friend of our family friend visits Mexico a lot, and she told my son about we hired this guy, Romulo. Here's his phone number, blah, blah, blah. And Romulo was great. He knew everything. He knew how to get us around town. He took us to the pyramids. He got out at the pyramids, walked all around the pyramids with us with a book, showing us all these historical facts about the pyramids, all this stuff. He was awesome, Romulo. And but he used to drive for the Mexican movie industry. He would drive movie stars around. He drove Denzel around when they were filming parts of this in Mexico City. And so I thought that was fascinating. He drove people around for Apocalypto. He did a lot of movies for years that were filmed in Mexico City. So I thought that was cool that he told me that, I drove Denzel around. So I thought, wow, you drove around 2 of the greatest artists of all time, Denzel Washington and me. So I thought that was his honor. Romulo felt very honored to drive me around.
Hey, man, you can retire now. You made it.
That's good, Romulo.
You did good.
You've reached the end of your journey here. Me,
Denzel. Hang it up, man. You did good.
Yeah.
Did all right.
So Man on Fire, great movie. Beautiful looking movie.
Mm-hmm.
Predator. Not the Chris Hansen kind. Predator.
No, not that shit. Not the one with fucking Adrian Brody. Get the fuck out of my face. Why are you in an action movie?
This is the Valley Fourplex. So this is the Valley's Los Angeles, right? This is the San Fernando Valley. Could you imagine going to the theater and being a high schooler in 1987 and seeing this? The Lost Boys, banger. RoboCop, banger. Predator, banger. Full Metal Jacket. What is going on here?
Can you do that now? Can you
line up? They never do. They don't do 4 good movies a year nowadays.
You couldn't do
this. This is a weekend in 1987.
These are all
amazing.
In the time capsule, classic, must-watch movies. Lost Boys? Come on.
So good.
RoboCop? I'd buy that for $1.
I cried about RoboCop when I was in 3rd or 4th grade when it came out. My Uncle Dave, he was a lawyer. He was pretty wealthy. He would come to visit California when I was a little boy. He would take everyone to Disneyland. He would bring my grandparents, all the cousins. We'd all go to Disneyland on his dime, this, that, and the other. And he didn't have any sons until the 90s. He didn't have any kids. He had my adopted cousin, but he didn't have any boys. So he liked me, my brother, and then my 2 male cousins, Tim and John. We were all about 5-6 years apart, all of us. And RoboCop came out the week he came to visit one time. And I had seen the RoboCop poster. Now you have to understand, this is 1987. I'm 9 years old. Okay, I like all 9-year-old boys in the 80s. You love everything sci-fi. I love Star Wars. I love G.I. Joe, whatever. And I love to read the newspaper and look at the movie posters. I've told you guys this a million times. I saw that in the newspaper. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's about, but I have to see this. But it's rated R, and I wasn't allowed to go to things like that. Well, Uncle Dave, the cool uncle, the lawyer uncle with all the money, he tells my mom he's going to take me and my brother Abe, my cousin Tim, my cousin John to go see RoboCop. Aunt Martha let Tim and John go. Me and Abe were not allowed to go because it was rated R.
Damn it.
I cried. such bitter tears that night that I never watched RoboCop until like 5 years ago. I finally, handshaking, ordered it up on Amazon Prime. I'm like, it was good.
It was
I wondered all these years. It was so good.
So that movie is fucking crazy. Look, and that poster, as a kid,
So
you stare
good. The poster, it's so good.
You stare at that poster and you're looking at every inch of that poster. So his leg, the parts,
so cool.
Everything, the car, you're looking at everything.
Red rim light on him. The light is amazing. This leg, the power of this leg. And Peter Weller, the actor, that in Espanol we say trompa, that mouth, that perma frown with the heavy under the lip. It looks great. The visor, the helmet. Oh my gosh, Mom, why didn't you let me go see it?
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Drop it, creep.
Dude, there's that has one-liners too.
Oh,
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah, had to ban Heather from the channel. She hated that movie.
Good night, Heather. You are
typical. That's a girl for you, huh?
Heather, you're relieved of your duties.
Yeah. All right,
Was
Heather.
it too violent? Let me guess. It was too violent.
All right, Heather. Hit the showers. You're done. Hit the showers. You're done for the night.
Back it up, kid.
Good
night.
Coach sends you away from practice. Hit the showers.
Yeah, take your helmet off. You're done. Yeah. Come back when you're ready to listen.
The Untouchables of Beverly Hills Cop also came out in 87. Yeah, the zenith of entertainment in America, definitely for movies, is the 70s a little, the 80s, and then a little of the 90s. So it's the 80s. But you can get the first 3 to 5 years of the 90s. It gets stupid and weird in 94, 95, 96. You start to see some dumb shit. The 70s is dumb, but then the end of the 70s is good with Rocky and Star Wars and stuff like that. I think the end of the 70s with Rocky and Star Wars is where, and Jaws, I think that's where amazing cinema starts right there. Mm-hmm. And then you get this decade of the 80s. Tons of shitty movies, but the greatest movies ever, I think, are from the 80s. I really do. And that brings us to 1987's sci-fi action masterpiece. Now, I was saying earlier that Aliens is sci-fi. And now here I am. That Predator is sci-fi, but it's an action movie. I'm gonna break my. It's an action movie. It is.
That scene where they're cutting down the fucking forest. Come on.
The Predator. You got some commandos. They're sent into the jungle ostensibly to stop rescue or stop some like drug lord, criminal, contras, whatever down there in the jungles, because they captured or killed some CIA guys. They got some secret plans. Or they got secret oil. That's all fake story from the government. Really. There's this alien hunter from another world that visits Earth and visits all these planets to find the strongest animal or creature or being on any given world and hunt them down and take their skulls as a trophy. That's the point of the Predator. Mm-hmm. And the Predator has come to Earth over the years, is what they say in the books and the comic books. And one of the first comic books I ever bought was an Aliens vs. Predator comic when I was 12 or 13 years old. Great comic book. But Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse the Body Ventura, the crew of guys that go into the jungle to kill this thing are so awesome. And it starts off they're fighting the terrorists or the criminals or whatever, and then eventually the Predator starts hunting them down, and it's very mysterious. And they use some pretty advanced special effects for 1987, where the Predator has like this holographic camouflage where he blends into the leaves of the forest. He sort of looks all weird and wobbly and disappears. A little note on this: Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally the Predator, and it looked like an ant. The design was completely different.
Terrible.
They were filming it, and then they ended up firing him or just whatever, changing direction. And I brought in that guy who also played the alien in Aliens, really tall, skinny black guy, and I think that's
he died of AIDS.
Yeah, that poor guy. But here's a photo of Van Damme on set. Look at the ant head on that thing. So that was the original Predator. And he didn't last long in that movie.
Thank God they changed it. Fuck, that looks terrible.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, there it is. Must have been very uncomfortable with those backwards ankles, there in that one where I'm moving the mouse. Mm-hmm. But So anyway, Van Damme was the Predator originally, but he ended up not being the Predator. And the Predator, again, for a child, it's so imaginative. You got this creepy ass alien. He's got this silver like blank face mask. Like he does this vocal fry kind of thing, like this disgusting noise. You'll hear it through the jungle. And it's like, even though you're out in the open, in the jungle, you're outdoors, it feels like a Monster in the House movie. It feels claustrophobic because the trees, the bushes, where's this thing coming from? And this Predator just slaughters these commandos. And we end up all the way down to the
Yeah.
end where it's him versus Arnold, and they have this man-to-man fight without guns. You know what I mean? And it's just an epic battle. They have the end. Arnold sets up traps, and he covers himself in mud because this thing has heat vision and, infrared vision. It has all these like different kind of vision it can do with the mask. When this thing rips its mask off and you get a face reveal, one of the greatest alien designs of all time. It looks fantastic. It's so ugly. You are one ugly
motherfucker. And it's attracted to heat and conflict.
Look at this thing. I love those fangs that come out on the skin, the jaw meat there, those beady dark eyes. It's a nightmare, this thing. It's such a cool design. It's such an look at the eyes. The black around the eyes, the eyes are like glowing yellow. It's so good. And here's a new Predator from the coming Predator TV show. Looks all
get
dumb.
the fuck out of here.
It's gonna be all stupid and woke too.
But it's CGI. There was one done 40 years ago with practical effects that looked great. Yeah. Why would you fuck it up with CGI? Why would you change it at all?
I don't know why they do any of this shit, dude. I have no idea. But I mean, look at his eye. The eyes are so great on this thing. But
they did it with practical magic 40 or practical effects 40 years ago. Yeah. And they think what they're better than that. That's what that looks fucking terrible. It looks too human. It
looks like upset. It looks like it's crying, this one. Oh man. Here come the good guys.
That was way better.
Yeah. It's the Predator. Dude, if you haven't seen it, you're missing out. It's so good.
The suit,
and
the weapons on the suit. Oh man,
this movie has Carl Weathers. It has Bill Dukes. It has Jesse Ventura. It has Shane Black. Do you know who Shane Black is? He wrote Lethal Weapon. He writes movies too. He acted at first more, I think. But Shane Black is an amazing writer and director. And the crew of guys. It has Billy. He's like a Native American white guy, and he's also in Action Jackson, right?
Yep.
And it's got, but Bill Dukes is so good.
And Bill Dukes was in Action Jackson too.
Right. Yeah. So this is like peak 80s action cinema. So imaginative, great looking alien, amazing special effects, ultra violent, not for little. I saw this when I was like 12 or 13. Didn't scare me. It was thrilling. It's not a horror movie. It is a thrilling action movie. It's not, because they could have done horror with this creature, right? It could have made it real scary, this movie. And it's not. It doesn't have that kind of stuff. So
no, they did everything right with this movie. And again, the one-liners, the muscles, it has everything. The scene where they're making the booby traps as a team, and they all take their shirts off and they're pulling the muscles. They're all sweaty. I mean, the weapons that they have, Jesse the Body with that minigun, that GE. Right. M34, and just mowing everything down.
What does he say when they're going? They're going to go into the jungle. They're coming in the helicopter, and all the red lights on. He's offering people tobacco. What do you like? Make a man out of you, or something like that.
Stuff will make a man out of you.
Right.
Stuff will make a man out of you. Like a sexual tyrannosaurus. And he spits on Carl Weathers' boots.
Right.
He goes, "Come here. It's a real nasty habit you got there." I'm surprised he didn't kick his ass. He spit on somebody's boots. We're going at it. Stuff will make a man out of you. Down in the Baja.
It's an all-timer. If I was at this theater in 1987 and I had to pick, I would avenge the 8-year-old me and I would go to RoboCop. But after that, I would go to Predator. But I would avenge the child me that cried bitter tears of disappointment to not see RoboCop.
Dude,
I do like Predator better. But I loved RoboCop. So.
But if your parents gave you enough money to stay at the movie theater all day and watch all of these movies, like they would find you laid out foaming at the mouth. That's too much. Lost Boys, Predator, it's too much. It's too much for a child's body. You fucking pass out from all those great, not good movies, great movies.
Yeah, that's a great one. So moving on, Rambo, First Blood, Part 2. Now, can I say something about Rambo? If you love the Rambo movie, the first one, the second one, they're awesome. The third one is dumb fun. I had dinner with the writer, and Sheldon Lettich wrote that one. But and he was a cool, interesting guy. He wrote a lot of Van Damme movies and directed Van Damme movies. But if you love the Rambo movies, the first two are awesome. Read the book by Richard Morrell, who's actually still alive, the writer of the first Rambo movie. Read the Rambo book. It's different than the movie in some ways. It's very similar, but the ending is totally different and insane. So get a hold of the Rambo, the First Blood book by Richard Morrell. You'll love it.
Yeah, this is I didn't actually see Rambo, the first Rambo, until I was an adult, a young adult.
Okay.
But this was the first one that I saw as a little kid, the classic Friday night video store with the family. And this is the one that my dad picked. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And so we went home and watched it. You don't really have to, it's not really. You don't have to see the first one to get the second one.
No.
But the second one's bigger budget, more, blockbuster Hollywood. The first one, I definitely would think more of like an independent film, not a lot of hoopla. But this one, he goes back to get evidence that there are POWs still being held, 10 years after the end of Vietnam.
Yeah, because a spy plane flew over Vietnam and saw like someone had written SOS on the ground somehow, right? Something like that. There was something like that, I thought. They had some aerial photos that showed waving a white flag or putting SOS, or there was something on the ground that made them think, hey, there's still guys there.
Yeah, they were seeing activity there, and they would move. The camps would move and stuff. And so he was sitting there just to get information, information collection. Don't engage. No fighting, no nothing. Get in there, take some pictures, bring us back the evidence. We'll go from there. So he does that, but then he sees how many there are, and he sees the conditions that they're in. So he saves one of them. One of them he gets out, and he's going to save him. And he thinks that, yeah, you told me to go in here and do this, but look, I found a person. I have a POW. This is going to be great. Okay, I broke the rules. I disobeyed your orders, but I got a POW. I saved him, an American citizen. And these fucking bastards, under the orders of Murdoch, played by I can't remember the guy's name. He was head of the Good Old Boys in Blues Brothers. He's the on the A team. He's the asshole in the town, fucking with the townspeople. Like this guy, his face. And he tells the pilot's there. He's low. He's gonna land the helicopter so Rambo and this guy can get in. He's right there. He's 10 feet above their head, hovering. And Murdoch tells him, "Nope, abort, come back." And Troutman, Rambo's commanding officers in there with him, and the pilot pulls a gun on him, played by fucking what's his name from Cobra Kai, the bad guy.
I don't know, squinty-eyed blonde guy.
No, can't remember his name. John Kreese. So he pulls a gun on Troutman and says, "We're fucking out of here." And so they leave him. They abandon Rambo. Him and the other guy barely made it there by the skin of their teeth. They're being chased by Viet Cong. They're being shot at, only to be left there. So now Viet Cong takes them both into their custody. It takes them back to the camp and let the torturing begin.
Right.
And of course, the Vietnamese, being the pinko commie bastards that they are, they're working hand in hand with the Russians. So then again, perfect 80s trope. And that's another thing action movies used to do. Whoever our enemies were on the international stage, that's who they were reflected in our movies.
Right. Now Hollywood is too scared to like mention who it is, Yeah,
they're pussies. But Rambo wasn't a pussy.
They remade Red Dawn like 10 years ago, and I don't think they ever really released it because the Chinese government complained that we made the bad guys like the North Koreans or the Chinese or something like that. And I think they had to go back and CGI a bunch of stuff. And I know that because Mark Schlereth, Denver Bronco, Super Bowl champion, he was in that movie as a football coach at the beginning of the movie. And he talked about that on the radio, that he filmed a part in the movie and then it just like never came out because the government of China or North Korea complained that we made them the bad guy in the new one.
Oh, fuck you guys. Who cares?
It eventually came out years later, but it just didn't make an impact when it came out.
Yeah, so with Chris Hemsworth? How the fuck are you going to have a British guy playing like the most American fucking role there is? Like, get out.
Right.
But yeah, the Troutman, he abandons him, and then comes one of the best lines out of the whole movie. They're in the hut, and the Russians are torturing him, and they want information. Tell us the people. Or no, that's more German. No, he did sound German, even though he was Russian. It's the same bad guy from Beverly Hills Cop, the first one.
Right.
But he tells him he wants him to deliver a message to them, basically saying I've been caught and blah, 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 and I'm weak, and, the Russians are awesome. He's like, fuck that. So he gets Murdoch. They tune in, and he goes, Murdoch. Yes, Rambo. Oh no, he goes, let us know where you are, John. We'll come in there and get you. And he goes, Murdoch,
Right.
I'm coming to get you. And then he just starts, and of course there's a big buff Russian guy who's been torturing him. So he turns around, whoops this guy's ass, takes the jumps out the window, and then the girl, they didn't even mention the girl. There's a girl who's like kind of like his liaison. You know, she meets him there, shows him where to go and all this shit. Well, she rescues him. And then they get away, and it's, you know, the sun comes up, and they're, you know, she's talking about, oh, you take me back to America, John? He's like, yeah, I'll take you back to America. Oh,
yeah, I'll take you back after we make love.
After I bang you in this jungle on top of this
you
cobra.
You ever do it with an Italian GI in the jungle?
he's banging her on top of a coiled up cobra. And
hey, that's not the only anaconda in this jungle.
Hey, Tubuku. And so she gets killed. So there's your motivation. You killed my girl, the one who showed me love. She showed me what it was like to love and care. She helped me out. She didn't have to. She came back and rescued him. She could have stayed gone.
And where did he get that bandana that he wears?
It tore off part of her dress.
Right.
That's part of her red dress.
Yeah.
And he tied that shit around his head. Of course, had to show you his fucking back when he did it.
Right.
Dude, his back is just fucking crazy ripped. And the sound effects.
Can you imagine?
I don't even know what you call that sound effect, but that they use in that movie. But he gears up, puts the headband on, gets his big knife, puts it in a sheath, and that bow and arrow, and starts fucking
with the explosive tip bow and arrow. That's amazing.
Yes. Yeah. So he's like, and he shoots it. Shoo! It makes a sound when it goes through the air.
If you look at the bottom, right next to the word Rambo, there's a little picture of him with that bow. I don't know. They snuck it in. It's not very good graphic design, but someone popped that on there, you know. So there he is,
killing it with that bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And so he finds a little piece of shit who shot his girl, and he screws the tip of the arrow. And it's the classic: the guy's shooting at him, but he just can't hit him because he's so scared. And he fucking
blows the guy up so hard. The guy standing on top of that rock in the water, he just a pink mist.
Oh yeah, he explodes him into a liquid cloud. And then the Russians drop this big old like barrel-looking bomb out of the thing, and he jumps off the cliff. And you get the huge explosion that they probably used all of the gasoline in Southeast Asia for. Kaboom! Huge fireball, jumps off the cliff, and then, you know, of course, Rambo handles his business. He goes back to the base, and he does kind of the scene that he did in the first Rambo. He takes the M60 and just fucking shoots up the whole building. What we'd all love to do as a little kid, just go into a house with a machine gun and just fucking shoot everything. But yeah, he ends up rescuing the guys and shit. But it like the first one, it was deeper than that. It wasn't just an action movie. It had a deeper message. You know, these veterans that are being forgotten about, not only literally, but figuratively in the way they're treated when they come home. So it was some deep shit. But man, and then probably the best scene out of the whole movie, the Russians and the Vietnamese are combing the jungle looking for him.
Right.
And he's picking them off one by one. And there's one where this guy's standing there and he's looking around and he's standing in front of this like mud, like this clay wall, this clay hillside. And he's looking around, and you don't see anything. And then he goes out of focus and it focuses behind him. And you see Rambo open his eyes and he's covered in fucking mud. Standing there.
It's kind of like, I think the Predator borrowed from that when Arnold's covered in mud, you know, 3 years later when they make Predator 2. Or Predator, I mean.
2 years later.
2 years later, okay.
And yeah, he opens his eyes and you're like, oh shit, and he takes a knife because he's killing the guys quiet. You know, he doesn't want to fucking set off anybody else, so he stabs him in the lungs and shit. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. So that was your top 5. Give me 2. I'm going to put a poll out. We're going to put 4 movies up. 2 of mine. I already put my 2. I want to put your 2. Then I'm going to describe my last movie, my number 1, and then the audience will pick the best of these 10 movies for the night. What are your 2? You got to pick 2.
You know what? I'm going to go John Wick and Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
John
so
Wick.
I put Predator and Terminator 2. That's what I put up there. So that is the poll of polls. And let's see, pop out chat.
The polls in
So
your
yeah,
holes.
so we'll put that up there. You guys vote. And one of these will be the best movie of the night. We'll get back to that poll when I'm done with my number one favorite action movie of all time. The namesake of this show, the reason I call this show Double Impact is because I love Double Impact. My best friend Merlin, who I met in 4th grade, he's still my best friend. We have dinner every other week. Men, by the way, men out there, something I started being intentional about, have guy time. No women, no girls, no wives, no daughters, no females. Get alone with your tribe of men that you know and trust and all that are
No
living life and
chicks.
making money and, you know, business and married and guys living a life that you want to live and just go to dinner, man. Every 2 weeks I go with Merlin to dinner and it's awesome. It's so enriching. We both get away and we could just talk about things. And it's so good for your mental health to just not have that female thing there for a few hours. It's really, really healthy for you. Anyway, Merlin, my dear friend, his birthday's the day before mine. We were fated to meet in 4th grade because there was a new student and the teacher, Miss Stevenson, told us that this student rides bus 15. Does anyone ride this bus? And I raised my hand, as did Becky Schultz. And she said for him to go with me after school to get on the bus. I followed him home and wouldn't stop talking his ear off. We've been friends ever since. And John McClane wants a recount. Yeah, I like Die Hard. I don't like it as much as these. Die Hard's great. Nothing wrong with it, but I don't like it.
Die Hard's cool. Die Hard is
awesome.
cool.
It's awesome. It's just I don't like it as much as these. But the reason I love Double Impact is because I think we rented this one and Bloodsport and Kickboxer. We rented those like 1,000 times. We should have just bought them. But those 3 movies were on heavy rotation at his house on Friday night movies for years. And I love Double Impact. It might be Van Damme's best movie. Love Kickboxer. Love Bloodsport. He plays his own twin brother, Chad and Alex, separated at birth in British Hong Kong. He was son of British dignitaries or whatever, murdered by mafiosos and a British businessman who wanted some money deal with the bridge and all this stuff. But Chad goes to Los Angeles and he's a foo-foo kind of LA guy. He's a tough guy. He's a yoga instructor or not yoga. What did they do in the 80s? Just, I don't know. Just
jazzercise or some shit.
Something like that. Yeah. Aerobics. They just called it aerobics, whatever. And he does the splits in blue tights and you see every millimeter of his butt cheeks. It's very interesting start to the movie. And then Alex is like a underworld criminal who smuggles goods in and out of Hong Kong. And anyway, finds out he has a brother, has to go to Hong Kong and shut some things down. Corey Everson is in it. And if my wife, my wife watches the show for a little bit and then she turns it off and does things. But whenever I mention a woman that I think is hot, somehow my wife is watching. But
here's
I think she's like a 6-time Miss Olympia. And I don't go for muscly women, but I think Corey Everson is a bit all right. I think she's a pretty lady. I'm a face guy. I like when a woman has a pretty face. That's the most important thing to me. And I think Corey Everson has a really pretty face. But she's one of the bad guys in this, and it's great. She gets one of the guys' head between her thighs to like choke him to death, but not in a perverted way. And she's got these massive legs. I think she's awesome. I think the guy who was like the foster father in LA, he's great. I forget his name. He's in other action movies. He's one of those character actors that's in a million things.
Yeah.
But Corey Everson is an 80s boy's dream with the 80s haircut and all that. And I don't know. She's an awesome one in this. And of course, you've got the great Bolo Young is the big nasty bad guy. Hold on. I brought him up earlier. And we love Bolo Young. The main bad guy is fantastic. And you got Van Damme playing 2 roles at once. And this is from the fight scene where he fights Bolo Young at the end. Chad and Alex have to fight and save the adoptive father and save the day, save the girl, stop the bad guy. The bad guy gets his arm through the gears of a crane.
Whoops.
And it falls off the crane. It's awesome, this movie. I love Double Impact. So many great nights with my best friend watching this over and over and over and eating pizza and chips and all that. Double Impact. It's what sparked my love of Van Damme, who will always be my favorite action star. Are there better action star actors on it? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But this is all pure nostalgia for me. And again, it's why I named this show Double Impact. So I love Double Impact. Do you like Double Impact? Do you like Van Damme as much as I do? Or is this just a me thing?
I mean, you might like him more than I do, but I definitely like Van Damme. I definitely, had my favorite movies of his, growing up back in the 90s more than the 80s. But the only thing better than one Van Damme is 2. So.
And this has like just quotable lines that me and my brother and my best friend would say to each other, they're in Hong Kong and Chad, the one from America, and he has a French accent because he was raised in a French orphanage. And then the Hong Kong guy, they don't really explain away. He was raised in the French orphanage in Hong Kong. And then Chad, the one that grew up in LA, first he grew up in like Switzerland or somewhere. So they explain away the French accent because Van Damme, he's from Brussels, right? So he has that accent. But they're in Hong Kong and they're eating like street food, and they show real footage of a frog chop. They chop the frog's head off and they stir fry it. And he's kind of making fun of it because he's not from China, not from Hong Kong. He's all, what's he supposed to do? Make my dick bigger? And it's like, wow, that is an awkward line of dialogue. And there's a point where Chad and Alex, the twin brothers, are fighting because, you know, Alex is the hardcore smuggler and his other brother's kind of this hippy dippy guy from LA. That's where you see the palm trees behind him. Not hippy dippy, but he's a California guy. Yeah. And they're fighting and they're not going to do the mission together. And he's sick of his LA brother. He's like, why don't you take your black silk underwear and go back to Disneyland? To this day, 2 weeks ago, the last time I had dinner with Merlin, he said that to me, and we just start cracking up. So this is a near and dear to my heart. Watched this movie 1,000 times with my best friend and my brother and all that, and love this movie. Van Damme is a great martial artist. You know, he could do things on film that only like Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee were like better. Like the way Van Damme can do spin kicks and move. And Van Damme is one of those guys that's ultra muscular and is a little stubby. He's got the short arms, the short, compact, super muscular legs. So he looks great with the shirt off and the moving and the spinning. You know, Stallone, short, not too stubby, but short, not long-armed. So these super muscle guys, they typically never have long limbs. And I think Van Damme's amazing with the spin kicks and all that great stuff. And like I said, my son, he always gives me some of the best gifts ever. A year ago, of the day they attacked Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania, I was in line to get this autograph. This is 1 year ago, July 13th. I was in Whittier, California, and I was in line. I was in line for like 20 minutes because I had like a VIP pass. I got to go through a shorter line. And I still have the ticket right here, actually. I found the ticket the other day on my desk. And I was on my phone looking at Twitter, and someone wrote on Twitter that someone had shot off some fireworks or a BB gun at a Trump rally. And my wife was sitting a little bit away from me in the mall, just kind of waiting. And I told her about it, and she came over and she kept looking at Twitter, and she said, "No, they said he got shot." And I was like, "What?" Yeah. And I rarely have I felt that angry when I heard about Trump's ear, or we didn't know it was the ear at first and all that, right? We didn't know what happened, but rarely have I been that angry. It's infuriating to me. And I won't go on a big rant, but I remember thinking about, like, dude, did they kill him? Like, what's going on? And I thought, this is not a fucking third world country. We don't do that shit here. Nope. Like, what do we do? Like, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, I don't want that for any side. Like, that's not how we settle things here. You know, yes, it's happened in, McKinley, Kennedy, Lincoln. It has happened, but it's completely unacceptable. And I was enraged. I was so angry about it. And I remember everyone was tense. Like, okay, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen? Like, is there going to be protests? Are there going to be riots? Like, what's going to happen? And a year later, and we know nothing about the attacker or how any of it happened. And they push it into the
they couldn't get into his phone.
Yeah, and we all know why. We all know why. Don't say it, but we all know why. We know nothing about it. We all know. Everyone here is thinking what I'm thinking. You know exactly why it happened, and you know exactly who was behind it. Please, everyone knows. Don't be fucking dumb.
That shit was crazy, man.
So my wonderful day, my wonderful son lets me meet one of my action star heroes, Bolo Young. Love him. He's the heavy in so many great movies. Yep. And that memory is forever tainted with, while I took this picture, I found out about 10 minutes before I took this picture. I'm sitting there like, what is happening to my country? Is what I'm thinking. Like, what's going to happen? And then I went out to lunch with my wife to one of the best Chinese restaurants I've ever been to in my life. I got on Grok on my phone, the AI, and I said, what's a great restaurant in this neighborhood? And it said Ma's Kitchen. You want to talk about good. It was Chinese Mongolian food. Oh my gosh. It's the best Asian food I've ever had in my life. It was so delicious. But what a day and what a movie. So now let's go to the poll of polls and see who is our champion of the night. Oh, Predator blew it out. Predator has 50% of the vote. Yep. Everyone else has 13 or 17. Sorry, 17% of the vote. So What would you have voted for on this, Jericho? If you had to pick one, John Wick or Enter the Dragon, what would it be?
I say Predator. I'd be okay with that.
Okay, Predator for me would be my pick too.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I guess Predator.
I'd be fine with that.
But we've already reviewed Predator on this channel. Is there anything here we should do? We've done Double Impact, Predator. We've done Terminator. We've never done Police Story. We've done Above the Law. Maybe I didn't do Above the Law. I think I might have done that with Shanta, not you. I don't know. John Wick, Enter the Dragon. We did. Did we do John Wick? I feel like we did.
No.
We did. We did. I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife helped with the thumbnail on that. Rambo and Commando. Yeah, we've done them all. I think we've done them all except for Police Story. So I don't know what we're gonna do next week. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Comic-Con is next week. It's next Wednesday. So who knows what we're gonna do next Tuesday night? But yeah, that was a fun one, and I think we'll do these maybe once a month. We'll do something like this. Your top 5 worst movies you ever seen. Maybe we'll pare it down to 3 or 4. Maybe it's 5 too many. It's 9:38. We've gone 2.5 hours. This is about right. Then I guess 5 is about right, and then we vote at the end of the night. Okay. But yeah, I think that's a fun one. You guys crown Predator the champion of the night. We can pick another 5 topic, 5 fantasy movies, 5 stupid ass movies, 5 detective movies, like things like that. We'll do stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Your top 5. We can pick an actor. Your top 5 Bruce Willis movies or whatever, stuff like that. It's really fun. So,
but Predator being number 1, I'm totally fine with that.
Michael Cooler says, Gabe, I have a suggestion for you next week. Olympus Has Fallen with Gerard Butler. I like Gerard Butler. We just did a movie of his with Denzel. What the hell was that movie? Where Gerard Butler's the super brainiac guy and he's killing people from within the prison.
No, Jamie Foxx. That was
that was Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. But that's a good movie. Olympus. I like London Has Fallen too. The second one.
Jericho does. What is the first one? I want to do it in order. The Fallen movies. I'll do a Fallen.
It's Olympus Has Fallen is the first one.
Okay, and is London way better? Should we do London instead, or is Olympus? Are they the same quality? Or
I would say they're the same quality, but Olympus is the first one, and it's a good one too.
Okay, we'll do Olympus Has Fallen. We'll do Gerard Butler, who's great. He broke out in 2005's 300, looking like just pure.
Was that 05?
That was 2005, dude.
Damn. And that was real. Those guys.
What's up?
Those guys really got in shape for that movie. That shit was crazy, man.
Yeah. That kind of movie, you go see 300, then you go home and take your shirt off in the bathroom. You're like, what the fuck?
No, like, it's more like 500. Fuck.
Well,
what a great movie.
Is there anything else you want to promote? I guess we'll cut it a little early tonight. But that was a fun one. I just came up with that idea like yesterday or the day before to do a top 5 action movies of all time. We'll do other things. We'll probably just do a movie review next week. And I like this Olympus Has Fallen. I like Gerard Butler. I don't think I've seen anything he's done that I didn't like. I've only seen like 4 or 5 of his movies, but I've liked them so far.
No, Gerard Butler's legit, man. And Olympus Has Fallen is a good one.
Okay. We'll check it out.
It's a return. It's a throwback action movie. The one-liners, the action, some patriotism, dare I say. Yep. And there's a scene with 2 guys in a room, Gerard Butler and a knife. I'll leave it at that. Great.
Ooh, don't tell me because I haven't seen it.
Great.
You know what I was telling? I had a tweet that went pretty big this week, and all I tweeted out was a picture of Carl Urban in the Judge Dredd mask, from that great Dredd movie we did. Mm-hmm. I said, all I want is a Dredd TV series starring Carl Urban that's on for 10 seasons. Is that too much to ask?
It's not.
Just give me endless 1-hour violent episodes of Dredd. It would be awesome.
You never see his face.
Right.
You never see his fucking face. That grizzled, raspy voice. Yeah, that's it. It's that scowl. And that's all that's all you get.
You know what I realized he was doing in that movie? He was doing a bit of Clint Eastwood. Did you pick up on that? He was doing Clint Eastwood. By the way, I watched the Deadpool, Dirty Harry the Deadpool. We got to do that one. I love that. It was so 80s.
Jim Carrey. That shit was weird.
And we got to do Play Misty for Me.
Oh, he's a DJ.
He's a DJ who this psychotic woman falls in love with him and won't leave him alone.
Hey,
and there's a moment in that movie where she ambushes him at his favorite restaurant. She's sitting in his convertible car. And this is like, she keeps showing up to wherever he is and he can't stand it. And, Clint Eastwood is so macho and stoic. And he's like grabbing her by the shoulders. He's like, you got to stop following me around. And there's some other people come out of the restaurant. And they're like, Like, hey, lady, are you okay? Is that guy bothering you? And he looks at him. He's like, mind your own business. Now, you would think since he was shaking her and yelling at her and telling her to leave him alone that she would be, stop, let me go. This is how fucking bipolar and crazy she is. When he yells at the people, like, mind your own business, she turns to the people and goes, yeah, assholes, leave us alone.
Leave us alone. I'm being a psycho over here.
Oh.
Hey, I'm being a fucking stalker over here.
Right. Yeah. So that's, I never want to be in a relationship with a woman like that. Some guys swear by crazy women because I always hear this thing. Oh, crazy women are better in bed and blah, blah, blah. And I just think nothing is worth that. Nothing is worth slash tires and, like poisoning your food slowly over the course of months and screwing your best friend or your dad to get back at you or something. Like nothing is worth that, dude. But I don't care. There's no sex worth that.
When people say that, oh, crazy girls are better in bed. Well, you act like normal girls suck in bed.
Right.
Like when you get in bed with a normal chick, it's like, nah, it's pretty fucking good too. And if I can get that same feeling without, damaged property, like
without being stabbed in the liver.
That's like driving a Ferrari all the time. Like, it's cool on the weekend. It's nice outside. You put the top down, but every day I got to rev this fucking thing up. No, hell no. That's too much to deal with. That's ridiculous.
Right.
Relationships should be mostly happy.
She's the mother from the comedic show Arrested Development. It's the same actress. It was her first role in the movie.
Was it Jessica Waters?
She plays I think so. She plays a psycho so well in this movie. But my wife and I were watching it, and when he tells the restaurant customers, leave us alone, and she goes, yeah, assholes, leave us alone. It's like, that's perfect writing of a psycho, dude.
Yeah, nuts.
But I watched the Deadpool, which is like the 1987 the final Dirty Harry movie. And I told you, I think I texted you this. I've now seen all 5 Dirty Harry movies. I don't think he ever arrested anyone. I think he shot everyone.
Yeah. What is fucking Dirty Harry? I don't carry cuffs.
Right.
Carry just fucking 44 mag. That's all I got.
Guns like a damn telephone pole.
And I'm gonna use it. I didn't bring this shit for looks.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely want to do Dirty Harry. We did the first one. I'd like to do some more Dirty Harrys. Those are great. We'll do this Olympus Has Fallen or whatever. Yeah. And then it's going to be Comic-Con in a week, guys. Follow me on X. I'm Big Man Comics. On YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, I'm Gabe Al-Taib. And on TikTok, I'm Big Man Comics 1. Jericho, where can they find you?
Everywhere. On X, it's @green_Jericho. Instagram @JG Talk. 2. YouTube, Jericho Green. Same with Rumble. Same with locals. Just put in Jericho Green. I'll be there.
All right, then. I'll be back tomorrow, 11 to noon on this channel. I'm doing that Monday through Friday. I'm doing live draw streams. You come watch me work on the Unstoppable Tyrants. I'm almost done drawing this 125-page comic. And we'll see you then. Talk to you later. Bye.